Andy, listen, the man is just about to say it.
Yeah, let's everybody listen.
The USA Radio Network presents the greatest radio programs of all time.
Henry Aldrich. Coming, Mother.
The CBS Radio Workshop, dedicated to man's imagination, the theater of the mind.
This is classic radio theater.
Want to get away from it all?
The FBI in Peace and War.
Fibber, McGee, and Molly.
The unexpected.
The unexpected.
The unexpected.
Now here's your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends.
Jack Webb stars in an episode of Dragnet, as it was originally broadcast 65 years ago today, April 6th, 1954, The Big Saw. And we thank you for joining us on this Saturday, the 6th day of April, the 96th day of the year. We have 269 days remaining. John Tyler inaugurated as the 10th President of the United States on this date in 1841. Celluloid patented in 1869. In Athens, the opening of the first modern Olympic Games, 1,500 years after being banned by Roman Emperor Theodosius I. In 1909, Robert Peary allegedly reached the North Pole. In 1917, Congress declared war on Germany. And in 1926, Walter Varney Airlines made its first commercial flight. Varney, the original company of United Airlines. In 1931, the Will Rogers program first broadcast on radio. And in 1931, Little Orphan Annie debuting on the Blue Network of NBC. In 1938, Teflon discovered. In 1962, the Seattle World's Fair opening.
Oh, the fair in Seattle, too. And a galaxy of fun in the Gayway.
Seattle World's Fair, here we come.
The World's Fair, officially known as the Century 21 Exposition, boasted of nearly 10 million attendees, and it actually made a profit. In 1965, the launch of the first communications satellite to be placed in synchronous orbit, the Early Bird. During the Democratic presidential campaign on this date in 1976, Jimmy Carter almost derailed his path to the White House by opposing integration for integration's sake.
I have nothing against a community that's made up of people who are Polish, or who are Czechoslovakians, or who are French Canadians, or who are blacks, from trying to maintain the ethnic purity of that neighborhood. This is a natural inclination on the part of people.
Carter did say he supported open housing laws that criminalized refusal to sell or rent based on race, creed, color, or ethnic origin, but Carter forced to back down. Secretary of the Interior James Watt banned the Beach Boys from performing their annual 4th of July concert on the National Mall on this date in 1983 on the grounds that rock concerts drew an undesirable element.
To ignore the great majority of the American public who enjoys rock music is just pure stupidity.
We attract parents with children at our concerts at the same time. You know, it's a very middle-of-the-road kind of band, and I'm really surprised. Of course, Watt always makes me embarrassed I'm a Republican, but that's my own problem.
Al Jardine, Bruce Johnstone of the Beach Boys firing back at Secretary of the Interior James Watt, who banned the Beach Boys from the 4th of July concert on the National Mall on this date in 1983. In 1987, Sugar Ray Leonard went the distance to win a controversial 12-round decision over Marvin Hagler at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas.
Tonight was a special accomplishment for me. Yeah, and I respect everyone's opinion and personal viewpoints of the fight. But this fight meant the world to me. I'd like to extend a congratulations to Marvelous Marvin Hagler for giving me the opportunity to make history.
The 29-year-old Sugar Ray Leonard, returning to the ring from a 5-year first retirement, had been warned he was risking his eyesight by fighting with a detached retina. Passing away on this date in history, accused murderer Sam Shepard, composer Igor Stravinsky, author Isaac Asimov, actress Greer Garsons from the Plasmatics, Wendy O. Williams, Tammy Wynette, Mickey Rooney, Merle Haggard, Don Rickles, and Prince Rainier of Monaco.
His Serene Highness Prince Rainier III has ceased to be among us. Death has torn him from his family and his people.
Prince Rainier, best known for his marriage to screen star Grace Kelly. Birth date, and by the way, we mentioned that Merle Haggard passed away on this date back in 2016. He was born on this date in 1937, passing away on his birthday. That happens with some people, and it's truly sad when it happens at all. Lowell Thomas, the broadcaster, born on this date. Musician Jerry Mulligan, composer, conductor Andre Previn, and from Hogan's Heroes, Ivan Dixon. Billy D. Williams, 82 today. Roy Finnis, 81. The master of the pan flute, Zamfir, is 78. Producer-director Barry Levinson. Cliff Clavin from Cheers, John Ratzenberg, is 72. Mary Lou Henner, 67. Michael Rooker, 64. From Clueless, Paul Rudd is 50. Zach Braff is 44 from Scrubs. She was DJ Tanner in Full House, and again in Fuller House she is. Candace Cameron Burr, 43. Rick Cosnett of the Vampire Diaries, 36. And from the middle, Charlie McDermott is 29. Those just a few of the people who celebrate the 6th day of April as their birthday. If this happens to be your birthday.
Hi, we're the 4 freshmen, and we just want to say, happy birthday to you.
In this hour, we go back 65 years, April 6, 1954, for an episode of Dragnet, The Big Saw. I'm Wyatt Cox. You're listening to Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station.
Do you wish you could get better sleep and maybe lose a few pounds? Maybe more than a few pounds? Well, there's this product called Calitrin that helps with both sleep and weight loss. Just listen to what people are saying about it.
I've been taking Calitrin for right about 3 months, and I've lost 24 pounds and 19 overall inches. But my sleep has improved, I have so much more energy, and I have the desire to succeed more than ever. Anyone who needs weight loss, more energy, and better sleep, this product really does deliver.
I'm Roger. Over the 3 months that I took the product, my sleeping habits are increasingly much better. I got a better night's sleep, and I just can't say enough about the product and how it makes you feel. Also, additionally lost a little bit of weight on the program as well.
Hi, this is Aronson. I take Calitrin for weight loss, and I've lost about 20 pounds, and I feel great.
Calitrin is scientifically proven to help with sleep and weight loss safely and effectively. Check it out at toploss.com. That's toploss.com.
So the other evening, I was working on my laptop on the edge of the bed, and I just fell over. I just fell asleep, and it's these Giza Dreams bed sheets. And I snuggle up with them, and I snuggle up with my pillow, and my gosh, I've slept in a lot of hotels in my time. Really nice hotels, top quality, and none of them have anything like these Giza Dreams bed sheets. But don't take my word for it. Go to mypillow.com, use my promo code USA, and you'll get 30% off and free shipping. Give them a try. What have you got to lose? Go to mypillow.com, click on the Giza Dreams bed sheets, and you can sleep just as well as I do. I have a wonderful night's sleep with my MyPillow and my Giza Dreams bed sheets. MyPillow.com, use promo code USA, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
This is a national health alert from the Healthcare Hotline. Are you on Medicare and or have private insurance and suffer from back pain? MD Topical has a solution for you. Today, you can qualify to receive a pain-relieving treatment, such as a comfortable back brace or a customized pain treatment at little or no cost. Call MD Topical toll-free now, 888-998-7225. It just takes a couple of minutes to qualify for these amazing treatments that have helped thousands of people with severe pain. Your personalized pain treatment will be delivered directly to your door. Call MD Topical toll-free, 888-998-7225, 888-998-7225, or go to mdtopical.com and get started on your road to a pain-free life. Call MD Topical toll-free, 888-998-7225, 888-998-7225, 888-998-7225.
Thanks for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. Let's head for Los Angeles, California, and an episode of Dragnet starring Jack Webb. This was originally broadcast 65 years ago today, April 6th, 1954.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to hear is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent. Dragnet. You're a detective sergeant. You're assigned to robbery detail. 2 masked gunmen have held up a bank in your city. The victims can't give you a lead to their identity. Your job, find them.
Dragnet, the documented drama of an actual crime. For the next 30 minutes, in cooperation with the Los Angeles Police Department, you will travel step by step on the side of the law through an actual case transcribed from official police files. From beginning to end, from crime to punishment, Dragnet is the story of your police force in action.
It was Tuesday, June 3rd. It was warm in Los Angeles. We were working the day watch out of robbery detail. My partner's Frank Smith. The boss is Chief Detective Thad Brown. My name's Friday. I was on my way back from the street, and it was 8:47 a.m. when I got to the rear of the bank, the manager's office.
I'm not a young woman anymore. I can't take this kind of excitement.
Yes, ma'am. You checked with them?
Yeah, they got the broadcast out right away. It's a long shot if it pays off.
Yeah, not much of a description. Huh?
I hope you're not saying that for my benefit, young man. I gave you all I could. It was hard to see their faces with those scarves on. Maybe you could have done better, but I couldn't.
We're not trying to say that you didn't do good, ma'am. We understand the handicap that you were under.
I should hope so. Terrible thing. I'm not a young woman anymore.
Yes, ma'am. Now, would you tell us just exactly what happened now, right from the beginning?
You mean starting when I come in this morning?
Yes, ma'am, that's right.
8 o'clock, just like always. That's when I got here.
Uh-huh.
Opened the door with my key and came right on in, little suspecting what was waiting for me. I tell you, I was pretty surprised when they popped out at me.
You didn't see them at first, then, huh?
Of course not. You think I would have come in if I'd have seen them?
No, ma'am.
Certainly not. Never would have come in.
When did you first see the two men?
I came in and locked the door behind me. Rules say you gotta lock the door. I did, and then I went back to the clothes closet to hang up my coat and umbrella.
I see. Go ahead.
Kind of silly, I guess, carrying an umbrella on a day like this, but I always do. Never know.
Yes, ma'am.
People always kind of smirk at me for carrying one, but whenever it rains out of a clear sky, they don't smirk then. I'm always the center of a crowd, you just betcha.
Yes, ma'am. Would you go ahead with what happened, please?
Well, I hung up my umbrella and my coat, and then I came out the main part of the bank, right out where those 2 assassins were.
And that's when you saw them, is that right?
Oh, no, they were cagey. They waited until I was away from the alarm system. They were real sly.
I see. Go ahead.
I walked out the tables. You know where the deposit slips are out in the center?
Yes, ma'am.
Out there.
Mm-hmm.
I walked out straight and up. It really isn't my job, but I didn't have anything else to do, so I thought I'd maybe just check and see if any of the points needed new nibs. I like a neat place. You know, all the slips in the right place, blotters all clean and new. Neat.
Yes, ma'am, I understand. When did you see the thieves?
As I was straightening up the counter. That's when they stepped out in the open.
Where were they, ma'am?
Over in the escrow department, hiding behind the desks, I guess. That's the direction they came from.
I see. Now, what'd they say to you?
The big one. He looked at me with his steely eyes and told me to be quiet and nothing would happen. Said to be just quiet. I'm not young anymore, Sergeant. A thing like that can be a tremendous shock.
Yes, ma'am. Were both of the men together at that time?
I don't understand.
Well, did they both come out from behind the counter?
Oh, yes. The big one had a machine gun, and the other, the little scrawny one, had a pistol.
Now, you're positive the big one had a machine gun?
Listen, young man, I've seen enough movies and television to know a machine gun when I see it. Don't you think I don't?
Now, about the pistol, was it a revolver or an automatic?
What?
Well, look here. Did it look like this gun of mine?
No, it wasn't like that. It was more the kind you see in movies. More mean-looking than that. Real mean-looking, kind of flat-like.
I see. It was an automatic then, huh?
Well, I don't know what it was, but it was real mean. And furthermore, I wouldn't be surprised if there were real bullets in it. Not in the least.
All right. Now, after they came out from behind the counter, what happened?
They asked me what time the rest of the staff came in.
Mm-hmm.
I told them, any time. That seemed to make them happy.
Why you say that?
Because one of them, the big one, turned to the little runt and said, just like clockwork. That's what he said. Just like clockwork. I'm going to tell you something. Sort of a clue.
Yes, ma'am. What's that?
These fellas been planning this a long time. They knew all about how the bank works. What time everybody comes in and all. They even knew about the keys.
What keys?
The ones to the bank door. They knew who had them.
Uh-huh.
First thing they wanted to know after they asked about the staff was where my key was.
You have a key to the vault?
No, not to the vault itself. Just to the doors in front of it. You know the barred doors in front of the vault door?
Yes, ma'am.
To those.
Uh-huh.
Did you give the men your key?
I didn't have much to say about it. I told you, I think they might have had real bullets in those guns, and I wasn't about to make sure.
Yes, ma'am.
After all, I pay my taxes. Catching those fellas is your job, not mine. If you want to cash a check, I can take care of you. But I'm not about to go out and apprehend no thieves.
Yes, ma'am. What happened then?
You mean after I gave them the key?
That's right, yes.
They made me get off to one side of the front doors and wait for the rest of the staff. As they'd come in, the hold-up men would make them get into the closet in the rear of the bank, where I hung my umbrella.
Yes, ma'am. But they let you stay outside, did they?
Oh, yes, they had me right up in front, with those guns pointed at me every second. Every second. I guess they wanted me to act as kind of a decoy.
Ma'am?
Well, when the other people who work in the bank came up to the door, they could look inside and see me standing there. That way, I guess they thought there wasn't anything wrong. Came right in, like lambs to the slaughter. Next thing they knew, there was a gun in their ribs and they was locked up in the closet.
Mm-hmm. What time did the manager come in?
Poor Mr. Blanton. He's not well, you know. He's not well at all.
Yes, ma'am. We saw him out front.
Is he all right? He had an awful attack. Bad heart.
Well, they've taken him to Georgia Street Receiving Hospital.
Did they find his pills?
What's that?
His pills. Mr. Blanton had a special kind of pills he takes when he has an attack. Some kind of explosive. Always has them with him. Did the men find them?
Well, I guess they did, or else they had the necessary medication with him. He's going to be all right. Just needs some rest.
I'm glad of that. Sweet man.
Mm-hmm.
Widower.
What happened when he came in?
Mr. Blanton?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, he was just about pulled right in off the streets. He just got his key in the door, and they practically just yanked him right in. Right away, wanted his key to the vault door. You have to have both of them in order to open it. Both of them have to be turned at the same time.
I see.
They asked him for his key. At first, he didn't want to give it to him. Told him to get out of his bank and to stop the foolishness. Just like that, he told him. I thought they were going to shoot him, but they didn't. I think if it hadn't been for the big one, they would have. The scrawny one wanted to kill Mr. Blanton right in cold blood.
Mm-hmm.
But the big one stopped him. Said to just get on with the job and get out of there. That's what he said, to get out of there. That's when Mr. Blanton passed out, cold, right on the floor. Attack.
Do you want to go ahead?
Well, I guess they just about had a fight between themselves over that.
Oh, how do you mean?
The big one really read the runt off. Told him he was stupid for making poor Mr. Blanton pass out. Said that now they'd have to wait for the combination of the safe. But I stopped that.
How's that?
I gave him the combination.
You told him how to open the safe?
Certainly. With poor Mr. Blanton laying there on the floor, all I could think about was them getting out of there. That's all that was important.
That's when they opened the safe, did they?
Yeah. Went right over to Mr. Blanton and got his key out of his pocket and unlocked the door. By then, the lock had switched off, and they just opened up the vault and went in. Cleaned it right out. Just scooped up the money and put it in a black bag and left. First off, of course, they locked me up in the closet with the others, and then they left.
Now, who turned in the alarm?
I guess it was Mr. Blanton. He was laying on the floor where he'd fell. I guess he came to enough to get to the alarm system and turned it on. Must have been him. Wasn't anybody else who could have done it.
Mm-hmm. During the time the men were in the bank, did you hear them use any names?
I don't think I understand what you mean.
Well, do they call each other by name at any time?
Not that I heard. Is it important?
Well, it'd help.
I didn't hear him use any, but if worse comes to worse, I can do something about it.
Yes, ma'am.
I've got a couple for him.
We obtained a complete description of the hold-up pair, and a supplemental broadcast was put out. The crime lab crew came out to the scene and went over the premises for physical evidence. From their investigation, we found that the bandits had made their entrance through a rear window. They'd sawed through the steel bars and broken the glass. From there, they'd come in and apparently had waited for the employees to arrive. We'd ascertained from the cashier that both men had worn gloves, so there was no chance of getting any fingerprints. In the dirt on the alley pavement, Lee Jones was able to find several good impressions of footprints. These were photographed and booked as evidence. Because of their placement, it was more than likely that they belonged to the thieves. Also in the alley, he found several broken hacksaw blades. These were booked, their numbers noted, and a request sent to the manufacturer for the name of the store that had sold them. The other employees of the bank were questioned, and they verified the story and the description that we'd gotten from the cashier. The stats office started a run on the M.O. used, and the victims were taken downtown and asked to go through the mug books. They were not able to give us an identification of the thieves. That afternoon at 3:47 p.m., Frank and I met back in the squad room.
Hi.
Hi.
How'd the stats office do?
Well, I got the list right here, 18 possibles.
Yeah? Any of them look good?
Couple. Skipper around?
No. You went over to the inspector's office. Anything special?
Well, I wanted to check with him on who's going to work with us on this thing.
We left word. Murph and Gaffney are with us. We can use Pinky and Stromwell if we need them.
Is Murph around?
No, I went down to R&I. He had a hunch this might tie in with a heist they worked on last month. Same M.O. Figured he might as well check it out.
Well, as soon as he gets back, maybe he'll give us a hand with this list, huh?
Yeah.
How about the bank manager? Any word there?
I called Georgia Street, talked with Dr. Sebastian. He said Blanton has been released to his own doctor.
What kind of conditions is he in?
Should be able to talk to him tonight. Guess it was a pretty bad attack. Sebastian said he was in rough shape.
Well, let's check out. We can tag Murph in the hall. Is Gaffney with him?
He was.
All right, let's go. You want to sign us out?
Yeah.
I got it. Robbery Friday. Yeah, he's here. Just a minute. For you, Frank.
Okay. You want to take care of the book?
Yeah.
Who is it?
He didn't say. Just want to talk to you.
Oh. Smith speaking. Yeah, that's right. Huh? Yeah, sure we can. Yes, sir, we can right away. You want to give me that address? Uh-huh. Yes, sir. Okay, thank you. I have it. Yeah, right away. Goodbye. It's Blanton's doctor.
Yeah.
Says he wants to see us right away.
Yeah, what about?
Well, Blanton says he remembers that when the thieves left the bank, a customer came up to the door.
Yeah.
He heard the big one tell the other one to take off his mask.
Uh-huh.
The customer got a good look at both of them.
We left the office immediately and drove over to the bank manager's home. We talked with his doctor, and we obtained permission to ask a few questions. Blanton told us that as the two thieves had left the bank, a woman passerby had noticed the bank manager's keys still in the front door lock. She'd stopped and knocked at the door to notify someone in the bank about the keys. As she did, the two hold-up men had taken off their masks and passed directly in front of her. We asked Blanton if he knew the woman, but he said that he'd never seen her before. We asked if it was possible that she might be a customer of his bank. He said it was possible that he'd just never seen her before. He gave us her description, and we started to check with the bank employees in the hopes that one of them could identify her. None of them could. We got out a supplemental bulletin asking that the woman be picked up. In the meantime, Officers Murphy and Rafferty had checked out the list of possibles that the stats office had come up with. All of the names on the list either had alibis or could establish that they were not near the bank when it was robbed. We checked all FI cards filed in the area without result. Frank and I checked out of the office at 12:18 a.m. and went home to get some sleep. The next day, Wednesday, June 3rd, Frank was waiting for me when I got to work.
Don't sit down. We got a call to make.
Yeah?
Marie Logan called. You remember the rental car agent out in the valley?
Oh, yeah. She gave us a hand on the identity of that young fellow that knocked over the liquor store out at Tilden and Ethel, wasn't it?
That's the one.
Well, what she got?
Might be nothing, but we ought to check it out.
Uh-huh.
Says there's a woman who hangs around the local bars mooching drinks. Never got a dime.
Yeah?
She came in to see Marie yesterday afternoon. Wanted to rent a car to drive to New York.
Where do we fit in?
She wanted to pay in advance.
Yeah.
Offered Marie brand new $100 bills.
Well, it looks like a lead has popped up. From April 6, 1954, 65 years ago this Saturday, Dragnet on Classic Radio Theater. Thanks for tuning in for this Saturday edition of our program. And coming up in a few minutes, we will have the news of the day from 65 years ago and the conclusion of Dragnet. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Wyatt Cox, and thank you for joining us here for Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station, the USA Radio Network, and online at our webpage, classicradio.stream, classicradio.stream.
Do you wish you could get better sleep and maybe lose a few pounds? Maybe more than a few pounds? Well, there's this product called Calitrin that helps with both sleep and weight loss. Just listen to what people are saying about it.
I've been taking Calitrin for right about 3 months, and I've lost 24 pounds and 19 overall inches. But my sleep has improved. I have so much more energy, and I have the desire to succeed more than ever. Anyone who needs weight loss, more energy, and better sleep, this product really does deliver.
I'm Roger. Over the 3 months that I took the product, my sleeping habits are increasingly much better. I got a better night's sleep, and I just can't say enough about the product and how it makes you feel. Also, additionally lost a little bit of weight on the program as well.
Hi, this is Erin, and I take Calitrin for weight loss, and I've lost about 20 pounds, and I feel great.
Calitrin is scientifically proven to help with sleep and weight loss safely and effectively. Check it out at toploss.com. That's toploss.com.
You know, once I leave my studio and my office here, I go home and I do a lot of online work for Classic Radio Theater and other things. And the other night I was sitting there just typing away on the computer, and the next thing I know, I'm out cold. I'm sitting there on the edge of the bed with my laptop, and I just fall out. And it's these new Giza Dream sheets. You know, I've always said I have the best sleep of my life with my MyPillow, and I didn't think it could get better. But these Giza Dreams bed sheets are amazing. I've stayed at my share of top-quality hotels over my time. But you know, these are some of the best sheets I've ever slept on. And you can sleep on them too. Brought over from this beautiful Giza region, from the Sahara, the Mediterranean, the Nile. And these sheets are so comfortable. No problem getting them on my little thicker than usual mattress because they've got these deep pockets in them. They fit remarkably well. And the pillowcases fit over my pillows without an issue. Folks, don't just trust me on this. You don't know me that well, but you've heard me talk about this, and I sleep so well. Thanks to these My Pillows, and thanks to the Giza Dream sheets, it's so comfortable at night. Just check it out for your own self. Go to mypillow.com, click on the Giza Dream Sheets special. Use my promo code USA, and you'll get 30% off and free shipping. 30% off and free shipping. What have you got to lose? Go to mypillow.com, enter promo code USA. And by the way, that promo code works on just about anything on the website. So do some nosing around. Do some shopping. After all, there's somebody on there. Something for everybody you'll find in your life, don't you know?
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-215-5141. 800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.
If you enjoy our Classic Radio Theater broadcasts and want to start building a collection of your own, go to classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. There you'll find links to great classic radio collections on CD, along with links to great reading on classic radio, plus Classic Radio Theater on demand. Check out our webpage, available now at classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. And enjoy. Thanks for tuning in on this Saturday edition of Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station, an episode of Dragnet as it was originally broadcast Tuesday, April 6th, 1954. In the newspapers of that Saturday, 65 years ago today, these were some of the headlines. Dateline Washington, President Eisenhower said last night, as long as Russia knows this country can retaliate, the men in the Kremlin won't likely start a war. Whenever the men in the Kremlin start a war, they said, they run the risk of losing their power. The president declaring we're not going to start a war, regardless of this country's advantage in atomic weapons. And as long as they know we can retaliate, Eisenhower said, war is not a course the Russians would embark on lightly. Yet, he said, they might do this in a fit of madness or of desperation, and this nation must be vigilant. Dateline Washington, the Supreme Court by a 4-3 decision held yesterday that the Interstate Commerce Commission is without authority to initiate a forced merger of the Florida East Coast Railway at the Atlantic Coast Line Railway. The action sent the case back to the U.S. Court of Appeals at New Orleans. The ruling means the ICC ultimately will have to start all over again on the question of reorganizing. Dateline Washington, the Supreme Court yesterday put the stamp of legality on most radio and television giveaway programs. Only those which require contestants to contribute a prize or a thing of value are outlawed. The decision said the Federal Communications Commission, in trying to put giveaway programs off the air, overstepped the bounds of legal interpretation and hence exceeded its rulemaking power. Dateline New York, Ernest Hemingway told yesterday how he felt during 2 airplane crashes in the wilds of Africa, saying various people in several periodicals have asked me what one thinks of at the hours of one's death, a rather exaggerated phrase, and what it feels like to read one's obituaries. Writing in the current issue of Look magazine, Hemingway, who emerged from the most recent scrape of death clutching a bunch of bananas and a bottle of gin, said that when the planes crashed, he thought only of technical problems. Dateline Hanoi, Indochina, the communist-led Viet Minh rained thousands of shells upon Dien Bien Phu's Dust Bowl airstrip yesterday, and shock troops attacked the northwest rim of the fortress from dawn to noon without denting the grim bastion. The French command said the surging attacks are in the northwest. The rebels have driven to within a mile of the heart of the fortress. Apparently were launched to keep the garrison busy at its weakest point, while the enemy regrouped and prepared for another mass breakthrough attempt. Dateline London Prime Minister Churchill said yesterday that although the Russians are well behind the United States in development of the hydrogen bomb, they are making a closer race than they ever did with atomic weapons. The 79-year-old statesman told a grim, tense House of Commons that both East-West giants have the dreaded H weapon in large-scale production. He urged left-wing Laborites to do nothing to destroy British-American cooperation. Dateline Washington, members of the Senate Investigation Subcommittee agreed yesterday to take a vote on whether Samuel P. Sears, prominent Boston lawyer, is impartial enough to act as special counsel in the probe of the fight between Senator McCarthy, the Republican of Wisconsin, and high Army officials. Acting Chairman Munt, the Republican of South Dakota, announced the group will meet at 9:30 today to reassess Sears' qualifications. He was appointed special counsel last Thursday. Dateline Washington, Secretary of State Dulles warned yesterday that the Chinese communists with a rather ominous new combat role in Indochina are coming awfully close to the fresh aggression that he has said could bring American retaliation. Dateline Mankato, Minnesota police searched Tuesday for a sloppy counterfeiter. A local businessman turned in a $1 bill that had the numbers from a $10 bill pasted on the corners and a picture of Alexander Hamilton slapped over the countenance of George Washington. Dateline Washington, the House of Representatives has unanimously approved and sent to the Senate a bill to repeal an old law requiring doctors to supervise the cooking done by enlisted men in the military service. The lawmaker said the old statute hasn't been observed since cooks and baker schools were established 49 years ago. Dateline Oklahoma City. Jim Reed, reporter for the Daily Oklahoman, received one of the toughest tasks of his career Monday when he was ordered to review the first local color television program. Seems Reed is colorblind. Those some of the day's top news stories as reported in the newspapers of Tuesday, April 6th, 1954. On your radio 65 years ago today, Dragnet, which continues now on Classic Radio Theater.
From the statement we'd gotten from the bank, we knew that in the $34,000 the thieves had taken, there were several $1,000s in $100 bills. Frank and I signed out of the office and drove out to the San Fernando Valley. At the corner of Valley Hart Boulevard and Dickens, we found Marie Logan's rental agency. There was a line of late model cars in front of the lot, and at the rear, we found a small wooden building. Frank knocked at the door and we waited.
Yeah. Oh, hi, it's you.
Hello, Miss Logan. Miss Logan.
Hi, Sergeant, Mr. Smith. Come on in.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
I sure hope I haven't brought you guys out here in a wild goose chase. Hope it works out.
All right, you want to fill us in?
This woman, name's Betty Gallick, hangs around the bars in the neighborhood, spends her time cadging drinks. Real bum.
Mm-hmm. Why do you figure we might be interested?
A couple of times she's come in to rent a car just to use around town. First few times I was stuck.
How do you mean?
Checks. She'd pay the deposit with a check. Then when she brought the car back, she'd pay the bill by check.
I see.
Check would bounce. Then when I'd call her, she'd come in and pick it up and give me the cash to cover it. That was the only reason I didn't turn it over to you. She always paid up.
Mm-hmm. Now, this time she had the cash, though.
Yeah. Came in, wanted a new Lincoln to drive to New York. She was dressed like always. Cheap cotton dress, cloth coat, even had the imitation leather purse. Kind of supposed to look like real leather, but as soon as you get inside 10 feet, you know it isn't. You know what I mean?
Yes, I think
that
so.
kind. Well, anyway, when she asked for the car, I told her I couldn't let her have it, said I'd been stung too many times before. So right off, she said she wanted to pay cash. That's when she opens his crummy purse, and the dough almost fell out. Must have had a couple of $1,000s in there, maybe more.
Well, you said something on the phone about $100 bills.
Yeah. She pulled out a couple of them to show me she could pay cash. I asked her where she got them.
What'd you say to that?
Said it wasn't any of my business. Told me as long as she had the money and a driver's license, I should auto rent her the car. I thought I ought to check with you first.
Mm-hmm. Now, you got an address on this Gallic woman?
Yeah. After I called this morning, I checked through the records. Got her home address and the driver's license number.
She got any friends you know of?
Just about on every bar stool where she hung out.
I mean anyone special.
Oh, I don't know. I saw her a couple of times with the same guy in the place down at the corner. Hot days, I sometimes go down there for a beer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've seen her there with this one guy a couple of times.
You know who he is?
No, not his name. I've seen the two of them drive away together a couple of times. He's got a flashy convertible. Guess he drove it out here.
Well, how do you mean?
The car's got a New York license plate. Oh, excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Logan Rental Service. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, I know her. Yeah. You sure about that? Sure. Okay. Thanks. Goodbye. That tears it.
What's wrong?
There was a rental agency in Hollywood. Called to ask me about Betty Gallick. Seems she gave me as a reference.
Yeah.
Came into their place and rented a car from them. Paid cash for it.
Was she there now?
No, she left for New York this morning.
You are listening to Dragnet, the authentic story of your police force in action.
From 65 years ago, April 6, 1954, Jack Webb starring in Dragnet. The conclusion comes up in just 3 minutes. I'm Wyatt Cox, and this is Classic Radio Theater.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I believe that your company has the answer because I've been through cancer treatment and knowing what it does to the body. And, oh, my, if that's all that medical science has to offer, there must be a better way. And I think the better way is knowing what to eat and getting it. I do notice that I have less inflammation. I feel like when I'm taking Balance of Nature, I'm getting fruits and vegetables more than what I would ordinarily get. I like when I open up the bottles, you can really smell the fruits and vegetables. I mean, I know I'm getting fruits and vegetables.
When you call, use discount code USA, and we'll take 20% off any first preferred order of Balance of Nature and have it shipped to you free. Call 1-800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code USA.
It's amazing but true. When it comes to one of America's biggest household expenditures, healthcare, a lot of people think they've got no choice. People are used to thinking we have to do it this way, but they don't. Yes, you have the freedom to choose an alternative with your healthcare. It's MediShare, and it costs way less than the alternatives. The typical family saves $500 a month, not a year, a month. And if you're single, this can save you a lot too. And let's face it, a big reason MediShare is 400,000 people strong, it just works. They've shared over $3 billion in medical bills, so they can help share your needs too. Joining MediShare for so many people is one of those things that makes you say, why didn't I do this before? So yes, the time has come for something better. Look into joining MediShare and see why so many people are opting out of the old way and into the new. Why not look into this? Just call 855-90-SALM. That's 855-90-PSALM. 855-90-SALM.
Tired of overpaying for the little blue pill? What if you could get the exact same results for just a fraction of the price, guaranteed? Well, now you can with sildenafil, the active ingredient in the blue pill. With 20 milligram generic sildenafil tablets, you get the exact same results for less than $2 per pill. And again, the results are guaranteed. That's right, absolutely guaranteed results for a fraction of the cost of the little blue pill. So give your wallet a break and call us toll-free at 800-362-6091 to get your generic sildenafil delivered discreetly to your door. And of course, while saving hundreds of dollars, you'll also be saving time by saying goodbye to those long, embarrassing pharmacy lines once and for all. Again, just call 800-362-6091 and get your generic sildenafil with a 100% money-back guarantee. Getting your pills doesn't get any easier or cheaper than this, so call 800-362-6091 now.
Thanks for joining us on this Saturday edition of Classic Radio Theater. Tomorrow at this time, we'll go to the movies in an episode of the Screen Directors Playhouse from April 7th, 1950. Douglas Fairbanks Jr. in his original 1949 screen role of The Fighting O'Flynn. And on Monday, we're going to start off the week with Amos and Andy. On Tuesday, Eve Arden as our Miss Brooks. Inner Sanctum Mysteries on Wednesday. Thursday, Philo Vance, Jackson Beck starring there. And on Friday, Big Town. So we've got a busy week ahead of us here on Classic Radio Theater. And, of course, our podcasts. We've got lots of great shows, including Jack Benny, The Story of Dr. Kildare, Have Gun Will Travel, The Mysterious Traveler, Box 13, an episode of Gunsmoke. Bob Bailey has Let George Do It, and another 5-part yours truly, Johnny Dollar Story. That's all coming up this week on Classic Radio Theater. You can find our podcasts anywhere fine podcasts are served. Just search for USA Classic Radio Theater. Now the conclusion of Dragnet, The Big Saw, as it was originally broadcast April 6th, 1954.
We contacted the rental agency that had leased the car to Betty Gallick. From them, we got a description of the car and the license number. We put out a local and an all-points bulletin on the vehicle. We got in touch with the New York authorities and asked them to be on the lookout for the car. We got the Gallick woman's address from the rental agency, and we checked out her house. We found nothing to give us any indication as to where she might have gone, but we did find a silk scarf similar to the one described by the victims as having been worn by the hold-up men. We checked with the neighbors, but none of them could tell us where Betty Gallick had gone. 2 days went by while we followed down every lead that turned up. The information from the crime lab was checked out, but it led us nowhere. The serial numbers on the hacksaw blades had come back, but when we talked to the store owner, he was unable to tell us who had bought them. Saturday at 12 noon, a meeting was held in the offices of Thad Brown. Members of the Federal Bureau of Investigation were there. They had agents working on the case, but they hadn't been able to come up with any more information than we'd gotten. 2:14 p.m. Frank and I got back to the office.
The chief is your man.
Well, do you blame him? We haven't got very much.
Well, it seems like every time we do get a lead worth anything, it goes to nothing.
Yeah, well, it's got to end someplace. I got it. Robbery Friday. Yeah, We did? No, when? Yeah, right. No, I'll be right down to pick it up. Yeah, thanks. Bye. How's communications? They just got a wire from Chicago.
Yeah.
They picked up the Gallick woman. Betty Gallick had been picked up south of Chicago and held in answer to our communication. However, when she was picked up, she was in the company of 2 other women. They were identified as her sisters. We made arrangements to talk to her by long-distance telephone. As soon as we started to ask her questions regarding the bank robbery, she admitted being the driver of the getaway car. She told us that the theft had been planned by a man she knew only as Dean. She was unable to tell us any more about him. She went on to say that she'd met him in a bar in the valley along with the other 2 men. She identified these 2 men as Richard and Matt. She was unable to give us their last names or tell us any more about them. She did say, however, that Matt was from New York and that as far as she knew, he was there at the time. She went on to say that he was not with the trio when the bank was held up. We questioned her further, but she was unable to give us any additional information on the 3 men. She did, however, tell us that they had stayed at a motel located on Sepulveda Boulevard. She gave us the name and the approximate location. She was detained pending extradition in Chicago. Saturday evening, Frank and I drove out to the motel that the Gallick woman had mentioned. We rang the bell and waited.
Yeah? Lights on. We got no vacancies.
Police officers, we want to ask you some questions.
What about?
A couple of men who stayed here.
Anybody in this place who's got trouble with the cops has to get out. You tell me who they are, and I'll throw them right at you. I don't want no trouble. Now, who are you looking for?
One of them's tall, the other's short. Named Dean and Richard.
What about the last name?
We haven't got that.
I don't need it. I know who you mean.
Yeah.
Sure. Dean Franklin, Dick Norton. A couple of no goods. They ain't here no more.
You know where they are?
I'm not sure. I think maybe I got an address in my desk. Come on in.
Thank you.
I'm Jim Allison.
Well, this is Frank Smith. My name's Friday.
What have the boys done?
Just routine. We want to talk to them.
You won't tell me, huh?
It'll be better if we talk to them about it.
Well, have it your own way. I don't want to get mixed up in anything. Those boys got themselves a bucket of trouble. I want no part of it. While they was here, they paid their rent and didn't cause much trouble. That's all I was interested in, as long as they didn't cause any trouble.
Yes, sir. How long ago did they leave?
I guess it's about a week ago. I got it in the books. I can check it for you if you want.
Yes, sir. We'd like to have the information.
Sure, I'll get it for you.
They have any visitors while they were here?
A couple of guys come around in the morning. That's about it, though. Look like bill collectors. The boys never let them inside. Used to talk on the porch.
Mm-hmm. The 3 of them move out at the same time?
No. Matt left a couple of days before. Said he was going back east. I think he had some kind of a job back there. They wasn't real chummy, you know. Kind of kept to themselves.
All right, sir. Would you see if you got that address where they might be?
Oh, sure. Forgot all about it. It's in the desk, I think. Always running into this kind of thing with a motel.
Yes, sir. What's that?
Wrong people renting rooms. We got no way of checking on them. Seems like whenever somebody's got trouble, they pick a motel to have it, and it never ends. Now, let's see. Yeah, here it is. They left this in case I got any mail for them. Said just to send it on. Here you are.
Thank you.
It's a place out in West Los Angeles.
Thank you very much, sir.
Glad to help out. You can't tell me what this is about, huh?
No, sir. It's police business.
You figure you're going to have any trouble with them?
Well, it's hard to say. It'll depend on how they want it.
Well, if I was you, I'd take it easy picking them up.
Why?
Because I know Franklin's got a gun.
We obtained the license number and the description of the car that the suspects had driven. It was a late model convertible with New York license plates. Before we left the motel, we called R&I and checked the names Dean Franklin and Richard Norton. We found that both of them had long felony records. We talked to Captain Donahoe and had 2 more teams of men sent out from the office to meet us at the address that we'd gotten from the motel manager. From what we knew of the 2 men, taking them into custody would be difficult. Frank and I left the motel and drove out to the address in West Los Angeles. It was a 1-story wooden building set well back on a weed-filled lot. A late model car was in the driveway. 10 minutes after we got there, Officers Murphy, Rafferty, Meade, and Leitner met us. Murphy had brought 2 sawed-off shotguns loaded with double-aught buck and several tear gas grenades. The only chance we had of taking them in without bloodshed was to use the one element on our side, surprise. Murphy and Rafferty went around to the street at the back of the house, and Leitner took the other. When all of us were in position, Frank and I prepared to move up to the front door.
You all set?
Just a minute. All right, let's go.
I don't see anything.
Well, they might have seen us. You better take it easy.
Right.
All right, let's make it for the porch.
Yeah.
Come on. You okay?
Yeah.
All right, now I'll take the door. When we get inside, you go to the left, I'll handle the right side.
Right.
You all set?
Yeah.
Now.
How about it?
Nothing. Place is empty. We searched the house, but we found no trace of the suspects. From the clothing in the closets, we figured that they had not moved out. And going over the house, we found a machine gun hidden in one of the bedrooms. The cartridge clip was loaded, and the gun was ready for use. We pulled the clip, called the office, and told them where we were, and then we settled down to wait for the suspects to return. Murphy and Rafferty covered the rear approaches to the house. Meade and Leitner were in cars parked down the street, and Frank and I waited in the front room. At 10:46 p.m., the phone in the house rang 3 times, and then it stopped. We waited for Franklin and Norton to come back. 11 p.m., 11:30. Still no sign of them. Started to get cold in the house. Midnight. 12:30, the phone rang again. 12:45. From down the street, we heard a car approach.
Joe?
Yeah.
You see anything?
Just a minute. Pull that curtain back. Yeah, it's a Ford sedan coming down this way.
Uh-huh.
It's pulled into the driveway. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's them.
Just the 2 of them?
Near as I can tell, yeah. They're getting out of the car.
Yeah. How about Leitner and Meade?
Yeah, they see them. They're starting to get out of the car down there. Better cover the door. They're coming in.
Right.
Police officer, stand still.
Run, Dick, run!
Get the other one, Frank.
Hold it up. Hey, Meade, Leitner, he's coming at you. No, hold it up. We got him, Frank.
All right, Franklin, turn around.
How'd you get to us? Who told you?
Put your hands behind you.
Who told you we were here? Somebody had to tell you. You'd never have got us without somebody tipping you. It was that lush Betty, wasn't it? It was her that told you.
All right, outside. Come on, move.
Had to be her. She was the only one that knew. Had to be her. You'd never have made it without her.
You're wrong.
Huh?
We'd have made it. Come on.
The story you have just heard is true. The names were changed to protect the innocent.
On November 14th, trial was held in Department 92, Superior Court of the State of California, in and for the County of Los Angeles. Dean Roger Franklin, Richard Henry Norton, and Betty Elaine Gallick were tried and convicted of robbery in the first degree. Robbery in the first degree is punishable by imprisonment in the state penitentiary for a period of from 5 years to life. Further investigation showed that Matthew Arthur Ross had no part or knowledge of the crime. You have just heard Dragnet, a series of authentic cases from official files. Technical advice comes from the Office of Chief of Police W.H. Parker, Los Angeles Police Department. Technical advisors Captain Jack Donahoe, Sergeant Marty Wynn, Sergeant Vance Brasher. Heard tonight were Ben Alexander, Helen Klebe, Georgia Ellis, Vic Perrin. Script by John Robinson. Music by Walter Schumann. Hal Gibney speaking.
And there you have it, Jack Webb and another exciting episode of Dragnet, as it was originally broadcast 65 years ago today, April 6th, 1954. And we thank you for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater. We appreciate you so much. And that's part of why those of you who have asked for us to provide our shows on the cassette or CD, you can get most of the episodes of the shows we broadcast by going to radiomemories.com, and talk with Ted there. He should be able to find you the episodes, like today's episode of Dragnet, April 6th, 1954. Give him the date, or look it up there on his website. Very well indexed. You'll find that information there. And, of course, our podcasts are available free on demand by going to classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. And there you can contact me through the website as well, classicradio.stream. I'm Wyatt Cox. Thanks for listening. Thank this station. Support the advertisers. Tell a friend. The great radio shows are back. Classic Radio Theater here on your favorite station and the USA Radio Network.
The USA Radio Network presents the greatest radio programs of all time.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to hear is true. Only the names have been changed to protect the innocent. Dragnet.
This is Classic Radio Theater.
Gangbusters!
I was a communist for the FBI.
Lights out, everybody.
Now here's your host, Wyatt Cox.
Lou Ayers, Lionel Barrymore, the story of Dr. Kildare. And Dr. Gillespie gets a new suit. This program originally broadcast April 6th, 1951.
The story of Dr. Kildare.
Whatsoever house I enter, there will I go for the benefit of the sick. Whatsoever things I see or hear concerning the life of men, I will keep silence thereon, counting such things to be held as sacred trust. I will exercise my art solely for the cure.
The story of Dr. Kildare, starring Lou Ayers and Lionel Barrymore. Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer brought you those famous motion pictures. Now this exciting, heartwarming series is heard on radio. Now, the story of Dr. Kildare, starring Lou Ayers as Dr. Kildare and Lionel Barrymore as Dr. Gillespie.
Now, open your mouth wide. Wider, Dr. Gillespie, a little bit wider.
Confounded Jimmy, what do you think I am, an alligator?
No, I just think you're a human being who needs a regular checkup just like any other human being.
Checkup? Why, I never felt better in my life.
I told you he'd act just like a baby, Dr. Kildare.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, that's so.
How do you expect me to act with him poking me and you standing there like a vulture?
Well, if your health is as good as it seems to be, there's no harm in having it verified. Draw the blinds, will you, Parker?
Oh, sure.
Well, now what are you going to do?
Just have a look at your eyes. Turn out the overhead lights, Parker. Now, just you keep looking straight ahead of you.
I know where to look. I was doing this before you were born.
You were doing it before Abraham Lincoln was born.
Well, you ought to know, Parker. You were there.
Oh, why?
Please, Dr. Gillespie, just be still for a moment. Now, roll your eyes to the left. Stay that way.
Well, Jimmy, what is it?
Just eye strain, probably, but... All right, Parker. Lights on. Open the blinds again.
Oh, now, don't be mysterious, Jimmy. You found something? Well, tell me about it.
Have you been straining your eyes? Doing any special work away from the hospital?
Well, yes, just a little.
Well, now, don't you be mysterious.
All right, Jimmy, all right. I have been preparing a paper.
On what?
Well, a new method of establishing infallible controls in the use of antibiotics. If I'm right, it'll eliminate all guesswork with any reasonable number of test cases.
But you've been working on that on and off for years.
I know. But for the past few weeks, I've been working on them every night.
Oh? Why the sudden rush to finish?
Jimmy, I have been invited to read my findings at the International Scientists' Assembly at the Waldron Hotel next week.
Why, Dr. Gillespie, that's wonderful. Just wonderful. Recognition by the International.
Yes, why did you keep it to yourself?
I kept it to myself so I wouldn't have you fluttering around me like a headhunter at a cannibal picnic.
Well, International. I knew it. I always knew they'd recognize your work sooner or later. This puts you in line for the Henderson Award, the highest honor in science.
Now, hold your horses, Jimmy. Hold your horses. I am not the only one who'll be reporting to the Assembly. They pick 3 men every year.
I know.
One of the others may make a contribution much more important than mine.
My money rides on you.
Yes, and mine, too. They'd have to be crazy to pick anybody else.
Well, thank you, Parker. Thank you. Jimmy? Well, are you finished poking into me? What about my eye?
Oh, just simple iritis.
Then why were you looking at me like Calamity Jane when you finished examining me?
Because I didn't know the work strain you've been under. It simplifies the diagnosis.
Well, what would your diagnosis have been if I hadn't told you about the paper?
I'm afraid it might be glaucoma.
Glaucoma?
Well, there's nothing to get excited about. You know the symptoms are similar to iritis.
The symptoms may be similar, but the diseases aren't. Glaucoma is a mighty serious thing.
Well, all your eyes need is a little rest.
What else are you prescribing, Jimmy?
Nothing.
No mydriatic? Not even atropine?
Not necessary. It's a mild case.
Jimmy, mydriatic is usually prescribed for iritis, but it would be very harmful in the case of glaucoma. Is that why you want prescribing?
Oh, I knew it.
You know what?
I knew you'd say that. You're a regular hypochondriac.
Oh, is that so?
That is so, yes.
Don't I have a right to know what's wrong with me?
Well, you just forget all about glaucoma, Dr. G. Just concentrate on your dictation to Diana. We're pulling for you to bring home that Henderson Award. Come in.
Are you alone, Dr. Kildare?
Yes, Parker. What's on your mind? Well, Parker, is something wrong?
Well, Dr. Kildare, it's that horrible suit.
Huh?
No, not your suit. His, Dr. Gillespie's.
Oh. Well, what about it?
Yes, of course, you being a man, you'd never notice it. But he's been wearing that same suit for the past 10 years, day in and day out.
Well, I admit he isn't exactly a fashion plate, but that's not a serious ailment.
Well, he'll never win the Henderson Award in that suit, mark my words.
Oh.
Now, you've got to make him buy a new one, and that's all there is to it.
I'm afraid there's much more to it. Getting Dr. Gillespie to go shopping is something like getting him to walk barefoot over hot coals. He'll fight every inch of the way. Besides, the award will depend on his paper, not the crease in his pants.
Well, just the same, he looks like an unmade bed. And you know what they say, clothes make the man.
Yeah. Well, if we're going to get him into a new suit, he'll have to think it's his own idea.
Oh, how are you going to do that?
Maybe I have a plan.
What is it?
Psychological approach, with the help of my new patient in room 412.
That French girl, that Susan DeChamps?
Why not, Parker?
She's a female atom bomb. That's why not.
Well, remember, Parker, if we're going to get Dr. Gillespie into new duds, we only have 5 days. Drastic measures are prescribed, and psychologically, Suzanne Deschamps is the prescription.
Prescription? You'd better put poison on the bottle.
Now, Parker. 50 million Frenchmen can't be wrong. You just ask Dr. Gillespie to join me in room 412. S'il vous plaît?
All right. But more work and less civil play would be a lot safer.
So, that's our problem, Susan. Will you help?
But of course, Dr. Kildare.
Good.
Such a charming manner to pass away the time.
There he is. Come in.
Parker said you wanted to see me, Jimmy. Well, is this your little patient?
Suzanne Duchamp, Dr. Gillespie.
Oh, such a great pleasure, Dr. Gillespie.
Oh, pleasure's all mine. Yes, indeed. What's wrong with this little lady, Jimmy?
Oh, just a simple sprain of the knee. Nothing really.
Does it hurt here?
Do you think a sprain could have serious complications?
Oh, a sprain might have mighty serious complications.
Oh, doctor.
Don't worry now, young lady. We'll take care of that.
You know, I am really pressed with other patients, Dr. Gillespie. I thought I'd turn Susan's case over to somebody else on the staff. Now, would you suggest anyone?
Well, somebody competent, of course.
Yes, that's what
If you're really busy, you
I
know that. Excuse my asking it. I might take it over for you.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that, because there's a serious problem here that really needs clearing up.
Oh, Suzanne is grateful to be left in the care of such a distinguished man.
All right, Jimmy, you run along. Run along, boy. Yeah. Miss Susan will be perfectly safe in my hands.
I'm sure everything will work out just fine. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Dr. Kildare.
Well, Parker, what are you doing on this floor?
Oh, have you left him alone there with her?
Yes, and the plan is working like a charm. She'll make him conscious of that old suit in no time.
Well, how's my little patient this morning?
Oh, I am fine, Dr. Gillespie.
I'd better have a look at you, just to make sure.
Oh, no. Let me look at you. Stand there, just as you are. Oh, such a man. Such a physique. Oh, it is too bad.
What's too bad?
That you do not have greater care for yourself. To look so fine in some ways and so poorly in others.
Poorly? Who looks poorly? I've never been better shape in my life.
But the shape is so hard to see, as you are. Come, look in the mirror, Dr. Gillespie.
Doggone it, I know what I look like.
And you are not concerned? You do not care?
Should I be concerned? Wait a minute. Has Kildare said anything to you about me?
Oh, well, he is so devoted to you, he could not come right out and say that...
You mean... Is that bad?
But of course. You have just let everything go. And now look at the condition you are in. The bagginess, the fading color from too much use. Can you not see?
See? So that's it. And Kildare wouldn't come right out and tell me. I knew he was pussyfooting around. I knew it.
But he said you would be very difficult if he told you.
Difficult? Yeah, I'm a doctor myself. Why didn't he tell me I was suffering from glaucoma?
Glaucoma? That's the American word for looking as you do?
Well, what did you think it was? Iritis?
I'm afraid Suzanne is confused.
Well, I'm not. Not anymore.
We return to the story of Dr. Kildare in just a moment.
April 6, 1951, the story of Dr. Kildare. The program continues in 3 minutes right here on your favorite station, Classic Radio Theater.
It's amazing but true. When it comes to one of America's biggest household expenditures, healthcare, a lot of people think they've got no choice. People are used to thinking we have to do it this way, but they don't. Yes, you have the freedom to choose an alternative with your healthcare. It's MediShare, and it costs way less than the alternatives. The typical family saves $500 a month, not a year, a month. And if you're single, this can save you a lot too. And let's face it, a big reason MediShare is 400,000 people strong, it just works. They've shared over $3 billion in medical bills, so they can help share your needs too. Joining MediShare for so many people is one of those things that makes you say, why didn't I do this before? So yes, the time has come for something better. Look into joining MediShare and see why so many people are opting out of the old way and into the new. Why not look into this? Just call 855-90-SALM. That's 855-90-PSALM. 855-90-SALM.
The best sleep of my life has been since I got a MyPillow and since I got my Giza Dream sheets. I have to tell you, I've slept in some great hotels in my time, but nothing like these Giza Dreams sheets. Now go to MyPillow.com, click on the Giza Dreams sheet special. You'll find out all about them and use my promo code USA to get 30% off and free shipping. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the Giza Dreams sheet special, use my promo code USA.
This is a national health alert from the Healthcare Hotline. Are you on Medicare and or have private insurance and suffer from back pain? MD Topical has a solution for you. Today, you can qualify to receive a pain-relieving treatment, such as a comfortable back brace or a customized pain treatment at little or no cost. Call MD Topical toll-free now, 877-875-5909. It just takes a couple of minutes to qualify for these amazing treatments that have helped thousands of people with severe pain. Your personalized pain treatment will be delivered directly to your door. Call MD Topical toll-free, 877-875-5909, or go to mdtopical.com and get started on your road to a pain-free life. Call MD Topical toll-free, 877-875-5909, or go to mdtopical.com.
If you enjoy our classic radio theater broadcasts and want to start building a collection of your own, go to classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. There you'll find links to great classic radio collections on CD, along with links to great reading on classic radio, plus classic radio theater on demand. Check out our webpage, available now at classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. And enjoy. Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station, April 6, 1951, The Story of Dr. Kildare.
Now we continue with The Story of Dr. Kildare, starring Lou Ayers as Dr. Kildare and Lionel Barrymore as Dr. Gillespie.
Hello, Parker.
Oh, good morning, Dr. Kildare.
Dr. Gillespie left a message, wanted to see me, isn't he here?
Yes, he's in the examination room.
With the patient?
Yes.
Who?
Himself.
Himself?
Himself, sticking his tongue out, examining his eyes in the mirror, trying to convince himself he's got glaucoma.
Glaucoma again? I'd better straighten him out before he... Oh, good morning, Dr. Gillespie.
Good morning, Jimmy.
Well, you're looking bright and chipper this morning.
Yes, isn't he? He brightens up my whole day.
Why don't you go and march yourself out of here?
Well, I guess a girl has to be French to get treated decently around here.
Girl.
Girl?
You haven't been a girl since Betsy Ross took up sewing.
Oh!
Old witch. Say, Jimmy, why didn't you tell me I have glaucoma?
Oh, because you haven't.
Don't tell me. I know what's been going on around here. Even Susan commented about the bagginess around my eyes and the fading color.
Oh, so that's it.
Well, what's funny about that, Jimmy?
I'll bet she wasn't talking about your eyes. She was talking about your suit.
My suit?
Of course. Bagginess of the trousers, the fading color from constant wear.
Constant wear? How much is it worn? I only bought it, it was,
10 years ago?
Doggone it, Jimmy, it's a good suit. There's another 10 years wearing it. Feel this weave.
Oh, sure, it's a fine suit. Why, who'd ever notice this mark here by the lapel?
It only got scorched a little once when that Bunsen burner in the lab flared up unexpectedly.
I know. And this hole here near the jacket pocket, why, you can barely see it.
Oh, just a little. Some acid I spilled there a few months ago. It can be rewoven someday.
Of course it can. Susan ought to know that.
Susan? What's she got to do with it?
You know how women are. She's probably been trying to get you to buy a new suit.
What would I do with it? Wear it over this one?
No, don't be angry with her. Susan's spoiled, that's all. She's used to the continental gentleman.
Continental gentleman, huh?
After all, I suppose it should be considered flattering.
Well, what's flattering about having a good suit criticized?
A woman doesn't generally make comments about a gentleman's dress unless she's interested.
Well...
Of course, I know you wouldn't let that influence you.
Ah, of course I wouldn't.
Good. Neither would I. After all, my own suit is a little shine to it from wear, but who cares?
Well, Jimmy, now that's not the proper attitude.
Well, why?
Appearance is a very important thing.
Oh, true, but this suit is perfectly
now,
good,
Jimmy,
and
don't argue with me. You need a new suit. I guess I should set the example for you at that. I'll go shopping with you and buy a new one myself.
Well, if you really think we should, but
Jimmy, I know what's best for you. Always have. Come on.
Here we are, gentlemen. This is a new line, very fine quality. I'm certain we'll find the proper sizes on this rack.
Would you like him, Dr. Gillespie? How about this blue with a pinstripe? Too loud?
Too loud? It looks like the kind of thing you'd wear to a seance. Say, haven't you got anything with a little more zip to it?
Well, we have some new grays, pearl grays.
No, I'm afraid they'd be a little bit too...
A little too what? Let's see them.
Over here, sir. Here they are, with the powder blues and the canary yellows.
They aren't very, conservative, Dr. G.
Jimmy, don't be an old man before your time. What are those suits over there? Pass that partition.
That, is the college shop.
Now, with each suit, you get a free ukulele, Junior.
Well, there's no harm in looking.
Oh, hello, Parker. Where's Dr. Gillespie?
Where would he be, Doctor?
Well, don't fret, Parker. Susan leaves the hospital today, and victory is ours. See this box?
Yes, what's in it?
Dr. Gillespie's new duds, the raiment he will don for the meeting of the International Assembly when he wins the Henderson Award tomorrow night.
Oh.
I picked them up this morning when the alterations were completed. Look.
He bought those?
He did, Parker, of his own free will.
Then you take it from me, Dr. Kildare, that Susan DeChamps isn't leaving this hospital one day too soon.
Parker, fortunately for our plan, Dr. Gillespie has never asked Susan how she injured her knee. When and if he ever finds out, we'd better go and hide.
Well, there you are, all dressed up and ready to leave us, huh?
My knee. It looks as good as new, no?
Yeah, sure. Look fine.
And I owe it all to you, Doctor. Merci beaucoup.
Well, you're welcome. Yes, sir, you're welcome. I'll have to keep an eye on you, you know, after you leave here. See that you have no more accidents.
Oh, this time I will be careful of the train.
Oh, so that's how it happened. You were hit by a train.
Hit by a train? Oh, no. I trip over the train.
How could you trip over a train?
Oh, not the train that makes shoo-shoo. I mean the train that pulls after me. The long train on my wedding gown.
Wedding gown?
Oui. I catch my heel while we are rehearsing for the wedding. Andre and me. So we postpone until tomorrow. You will come to the wedding? No?
No.
Oh.
I have another engagement. I'm going to a prize fight.
A prize fight? Who is fighting?
Kildare and me.
From April 6th, 1951, the story of Dr. Kildare, Lou Ayers, Lionel Barrymore. The conclusion in 4 minutes on Classic Radio Theater.
Do you wish you could get better sleep and maybe lose a few pounds? Maybe more than a few pounds? Well, there's this product called Calitrin that helps with both sleep and weight loss. Just listen to what people are saying about it.
I've been taking Calitrin for right about 3 months, and I've lost 24 pounds and 19 overall inches. But my sleep has improved, I have so much more energy, and I have the desire to succeed more than ever. Anyone who needs weight loss, more energy, and better sleep, this product really does deliver.
I'm Roger. Over the 3 months that I took the product, my sleeping habits are increasingly much better. I got a better night's sleep, and I just can't say enough about the product and how it makes you feel. Also, additionally lost a little bit of weight on the program as well.
Hi, this is Aronson. I take Calitrin for weight loss, and I've lost about 20 pounds, and I feel great.
Calitrin is scientifically proven to help with sleep and weight loss safely and effectively. Check it out at toploss.com. That's toploss.com.
You know, once I leave my studio and my office here, I go home and I do a lot of online work for Classic Radio Theater and other things. And the other night I was sitting there just typing away on the computer, and the next thing I know, I'm out cold. I'm sitting there on the edge of the bed with my laptop, and I just fall out. And it's these new Giza Dream sheets. You know, I've always said I have the best sleep of my life with my MyPillow, and I didn't think it could get better. But these Giza Dreams bed sheets are amazing. I've stayed at my share of top-quality hotels over my time. But you know, these are some of the best sheets I've ever slept on. And you can sleep on them too. Brought over from this beautiful Giza region, from the Sahara, the Mediterranean, the Nile. And these sheets are so comfortable. No problem getting them on my little thicker than usual mattress because they've got these deep pockets in them. They fit remarkably well. And the pillowcases fit over my MyPillows without an issue. Folks, don't just trust me on this. You don't know me that well, but you've heard me talk about this, and I sleep so well. Thanks to these MyPillows and thanks to the Giza Dream sheets, it's so comfortable at night. Just check it out for your own self. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the Giza Dream Sheet Special. Use my promo code USA, and you'll get 30% off and free shipping. 30% off and free shipping. What have you got to lose? Go to MyPillow.com, enter promo code USA. And by the way, that promo code works on just about anything on the website. So do some nosing around. Do some shopping. After all, there's somebody on there, something for everybody you'll find in your life, don't you know?
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-215-5141. 800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.
If you enjoy our Classic Radio Theater broadcasts and want to start building a collection of your own, go to classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. There you'll find links to great classic radio collections on CD, along with links to great reading on classic radio, plus Classic Radio Theater on demand. Check out our webpage, available now at classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. And enjoy. And you're listening to Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. Now the conclusion of the story of Dr. Kildare, as it was originally broadcast April 6th, 1951.
Jimmy? Parker?
No, take it easy, Dr. G. Take it
easy. Why, I order of all the low...
Well, looks like you found out about the train, which means that you missed the boat, Romeo.
Romeo? What are you talking about? I don't even know what you mean.
Oh, you know what I mean, all right. But you just won't admit it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have come in here screaming and yelling.
I'm not screaming and yelling. I I just want to know why my office is littered up with all this junk.
Junk? What junk? All we have here are the new clothes you ordered.
I ordered? Jimmy Kildare, you high-pressured me into buying every single thing there. You and this female Lucretia Borgia with her snooping and plotting.
I was not snooping and plotting. I just told Dr. Kildare that he had to get you into a new suit for the assembly tomorrow night if you ever expected to win the Henderson Award, that's all.
Well, I might have known it was your idea. Parker, now I got news for you. I won't wear the doggone thing.
Oh, yes, you will.
It really looks good on you, Dr. Gillespie.
I won't wear it, I tell you.
Now, you listen to me. This is one time you're not going to tell anybody. If you go before that assembly wearing that potato sack you got on...
Potato sack?
Potato sack. If you do, I'll get right up while you're reading and tell everybody that you're a hypochondriac and that
now, you wouldn't dare.
Oh, wouldn't I? Well, you just try me and see.
Jimmy, do you think she would do a thing like that?
Parker's a very determined woman at times.
She's an old witch. That's what she is.
I don't know. There's no way you can stop her.
Well, I don't care what she does. I'm not going to wear that suit.
Okay. Just the same. You better try it on.
You too, Brutus.
Come on, Caesar. It won't hurt a bit. Dr. Gillespie?
Dr. Gillespie?
Jimmy.
Oh.
Parker, how was I?
Oh, you were fine. It was a wonderful paper.
And you looked good, too.
I feel like a stuck monkey. Hey, the award committee's coming back to the platform.
You'll be selected, I'm sure.
Nah, Jimmy, no, I won't. There's the winner, that little man over there.
Dr. Blanker from the Copenhagen Institute of Denmark.
A great scientist, Jimmy. You heard his paper.
Yeah.
His classification of viruses is invaluable to mankind.
Quiet, please.
The award announcement.
It is my privilege to announce the winner of the Henderson Award for this year. Dr. Gunnar Blanker of Copenhagen.
Oh.
Good. The only choice they could have made.
I'm sorry, Dr. Gillespie.
Sorry? Stop being sorry and beat your hands together. There's a great man going up on that platform, Jimmy. Excuse me, I've got to congratulate him.
Oh, he didn't win. After all his work. Oh, what can he do now?
Start over again, Parker. Start on something new that may win the award next year, or the year after, or the year after that. Dr. Gillespie may lose, but he'll never quit.
And now, once again, the story of Dr. Kildare, starring Lou Ayers as Dr. Kildare and Lionel Barrymore as Dr. Gillespie.
Morning, Dr. Gillespie.
Huh? Good morning, Jimmy. Good morning. Come in.
Quite a stack of notes you have there. Starting on a new project already?
Well, that's something I've been meaning to get at for some time now.
I suppose you noticed he's wearing that old potato sack again.
Don't call this suit a potato sack.
Don't call that potato sack a suit.
You should be wearing your new suit, Dr. G.
A new suit. Feels more like a straitjacket.
On you, it looks good. Here's the morning paper. Picture of the assembly and Dr. Blanker, and here's one of you right on the front page.
Well...
Picture me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, say, you look real nice.
Real nice.
Yes.
What's it say, Jimmy?
Well, it says, Dr. Blanker, winner of the Henderson... Oh, no, where's the part about you? Oh, here. Dr. Leonard Gillespie, who received an ovation for his paper on antibiotics, was given a special citation by the committee after the meeting ended. Oh, no.
Well, he was what?
Go on, Jimmy. Go on.
He was designated as the best-dressed doctor at the assembly.
Best dressed?
I gotta go to the wards right away.
Parker, you come back here.
You'll need a jet plane to catch you today.
Best dressed.
If only the committee could get another look at you now.
What? Oh, yeah. Best dressed. In my potato sack.
You have just heard the story of Dr. Kildare, starring Lou Ayers and Lionel Barrymore. This program was written by Joel Murcott and directed by Joe Bigelow. Original music was composed and conducted by Walter Schumann. Supporting cast included Virginia Gregg, Ann Diamond, and Junius Matthews. Dick Joy speaking.
From April 6, 1951, the story of Dr. Kildare on Classic Radio Theater. In 3 minutes, we'll take you to Pine Ridge, Arkansas, and see what's going on with Lum N Abner.
Do you wish you could get better sleep and maybe lose a few pounds? Maybe more than a few pounds? Well, there's this product called Calitrin that helps with both sleep and weight loss. Just listen to what people are saying about it.
I've been taking Calitrin for right about 3 months, and I've lost 24 pounds and 19 overall inches. But my sleep has improved. I have so much more energy, and I have the desire to succeed more than ever. Anyone who needs weight loss, more energy, and better sleep, this product really does deliver.
I'm Roger. Over the 3 months that I took the product, my sleeping habits are increasingly much better. I got a better night's sleep, and I just can't say enough about the product and how it makes you feel. Also, additionally lost a little bit of weight on the program as well.
Hi, this is Ayers, and I take Calitrin for weight loss, and I've lost about 20 pounds, and I feel great.
Calitrin is scientifically proven to help with sleep and weight loss safely and effectively. Check it out at toploss.com. That's toploss.com.
It's amazing but true. When it comes to one of America's biggest household expenditures, healthcare, a lot of people think they've got no choice. People are used to thinking we have to do it this way, but they don't. Yes, you have the freedom to choose an alternative with your healthcare. It's MediShare, and it costs way less than the alternatives. The typical family saves $500 a month, not a year. A month. And if you're single, this can save you a lot too. And let's face it, a big reason MediShare is 400,000 people strong, it just works. They've shared over $3 billion in medical bills, so they can help share your needs too. Joining MediShare for so many people is one of those things that makes you say, why didn't I do this before? So yes, the time has come for something better. Look into joining MediShare and see why so many people are opting out of the old way and into the new. Why not look into this? Just call 855-90-SALM. That's 855-90-PSALM. 855-90-SALM.
Tired of overpaying for the little blue pill? What if you could get the exact same results for just a fraction of the price, guaranteed? Well, now you can with sildenafil, the active ingredient in the blue pill. With 20 milligram generic sildenafil tablets, you get the exact same results for less than $2 per pill. And again, the results are guaranteed. That's right, absolutely guaranteed results for a fraction of the cost of the little blue pill. So give your wallet a break and call us toll-free at 800-362-6091 to get your generic sildenafil delivered discreetly to your door. And of course, while saving hundreds of dollars, you'll also be saving time by saying goodbye to those long, embarrassing pharmacy lines once and for all. Again, just call 800-362-6091 and get your generic sildenafil with a 100% money-back guarantee. Getting your pills doesn't get any easier or cheaper than this, so call 800-362-6091 now.
Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. Now let's check in with the old boys from Pine Ridge, Arkansas. Lum N Abner. This episode originally broadcast April 6th of 1938.
Makers of Postum, the favorite mealtime drink in 3 million American homes, present your favorite radio friend, Lum N Abner. And now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. After several days spent in an effort to collect some of the accounts due the Jot 'em Down store, Lum succeeded in raising $18. As this amount is not sufficient to buy all the merchandise needed for the store, the old fellow has now conceived the idea of using the money to open a matrimonial bureau in Pine Ridge, from which he has hopes of reaping great profits. As we look in on our old friends today, we find Lum N Abner down at the store. Lum is writing their first advertisement for the newspaper. Listen.
Now, see how this is sounding. Abner? This is what I'm going to put in the county seat paper. See what you think of it.
Oh, I don't care nothing about hearing it, Lum. I don't want to have a thing to do with it now.
Now, that ain't no way to act, Abner. Stand around and selling like a possum.
Well, now, we tried running a matrimonial bureau once and never made no money out of it.
Well, we would have if we'd have stayed with it. Our trouble was we got off on something else.
Well, now, that's just the trouble, too. We don't stay with nothing. That's the reason I want to take that $18 we got and buy stuff we're needing for the store.
Well, Abner, that $18 ain't going to buy enough stuff to help none. That's what I'm trying to do, make enough money to stock up the store with. This advertisement ain't going to cost much. Let's try it for a while, and if it ain't a success, we can get out of it.
Yeah, but our $18 will done be gone then.
I tell you what I'll do. If you'll go in on this thing and do your best to make a success out of it, I'll make you the president of the company.
Oh, well, I don't care nothing. President.
Yes, sir. Just think of how nice that'll be when we get to making a lot of money. You sitting there in a great big office with your feet propped up on a desk, smoking a big cigar.
Yeah, only trouble, well, I don't like cigars.
You can smoke your pipe.
Oh, well, I could learn to like them, I reckon.
Well, that part of it don't make no difference, no way. Think of the good we'll be doing. Must be thousands and thousands of nice men and women that we could get married if they could find the right companion.
Yeah.
Why, there'll be happy married couples that'll thank us for the rest of our lives for getting them acquainted with one another.
Yeah, sure, I hadn't thought about that.
No, it's the finest thing at all.
Make me president, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, I don't know, Lum. Might try to rap if you want to.
Just suit yourself. I don't want to influence you none. You know best. Recollect, though, we're liable to lose the $18 we're putting in it.
Oh, no, I don't think so, Lum. And what's $18 anyway?
Well, we could buy stuff we're needing for the store here.
What? Wouldn't be a drop in the bucket with all the stuff we're needing here.
No, maybe not.
And besides, think of the good we can do. Finding husbands and wives for folks.
Well, all right. If you're bound and determined to do it. I ain't the kind of a feller to hold out against my partner. Your judgment ought to be as good as mine. If you say do it, all right, I'll go in with you.
Well, good. Good for you. Dog is here. Nothing. I thought we sort of got ourselves mixed up, but I reckon not.
No, I told you I'd do it. Give my consent.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Well, we better decide on this advertisement so as we can call it in there in time to get it in this afternoon's paper.
Yeah, I think we ought to get started as quick as we can, sure.
Do you long for a companion? Are you tired of making your own living?
Yeah, but it just looks like.
Would you like to have a home and fireside of your own?
Well, I got that place over there now, but...
Hush up for a minute. I'm trying to read this advertisement to you.
Oh, well, I wondered.
This is for the women folks.
Well, ain't you going to advertise for no men?
Yeah, but I'm going to write another ad for them. This is just to get the women interested.
Oh.
Would you like to marry a man of wealth and position? A man who can support you like a queen? A devoted husband who will shower you with expensive gifts? Diamonds and furs.
Well, now, Lum, you're going to get some of them that's already married unsatisfied with themselves. That's talking that way. I just hope Elizabeth don't see that. She'll more likely be writing in herself.
Don't let wash day be a drudgery. No more bending over a wash tub. No more dishwater hands.
That sounds sort of like a soap flake advertisement.
Well, that is where I got that part of it, but that'll appeal to them.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Don't wait. Write at once and send your picture. Let a man of experience find you a life's companion.
Man of experience?
Yeah.
Well, you ain't never had no experience. You ain't never been able to get yourself married, much less somebody else.
Yeah, no, but, well, they can be writing to you, can't they? You're married and you're the president.
Yeah, I can tell them, sure. Yes, sorry. Yes.
And down here at the bottom in big letters, we'll have the name. Which do you like the best, Bureau of Lonesome Hearts or the Home Sweet Home Matrimonial Bureau?
Well, I don't know hardly, Lum.
You got to decide on a name.
Yeah.
I thought some about calling it Cupid Headquarters, but I feared some folks might be too ignorant to know what Cupid's there.
What are they?
What are they? Don't you know what Cupid's there?
No, I reckon not. Cupid dolls?
No, Cupids is them little fellers that goes around shooting bows and arrows in folks' hearts.
Indians?
No, they fly around. They're about the size of children, except they got wings.
Oh, well, I know I ain't never saw none of them then. Well, where do you find them?
Every place. Cupid is everywhere, and gets worse in June.
Well, sort of like mosquitoes, huh?
No, June is the month so many folks gets married in. You've heard of June brides?
I've heard of June bugs.
Well, anyway, Cupid is the one that's supposed to make you fall in love. They shoot you with them arrows and you're a goner. But they never have hit me, I reckon.
No, me neither.
I'm sure they did. You got married, didn't you?
Yeah, I got married, but I ain't never been shot by no arrow.
Yes, you have, too, and you just never knowed it.
You mean I was shot with an arrow and never knowed it?
Well, Abner, that don't make no difference. Just forget about it. Let's go ahead and get this ad wrote for the men folks.
Catch one of them little varmints shooting at me, I'll swat him like he's a fly. That's what I'll do.
I thought for a special inducement to the first couple, we might offer a free marriage license and wedding ceremony performed by Justice of Peace Lum N.
I doggy, that's right, ain't it? You can do the marrying yourself.
Oh, sure. After this, every couple that we bring together, I'll do the marrying and get $5 for that.
Yeah.
But that ain't company money, though. That's my own business on the side.
Yeah, sure, yeah, that's all right, sure.
Let's see now, how do we start this thing out?
You ought to have something to attract their attention there.
Yeah. I was thinking we might put in big letters right across the top here. 1,000 men wanted. That ought to get them. Especially with so many folks out of work now.
Yeah. What kind of jobs you going to have for them, though, after you get them?
Oh, that's just to attract their attention.
Oh.
We can go on with the rest of the advertisements.
Yeah.
Well, I've got part of it wrote here.
You have, huh? Well, let's hear what you got there.
It says, are you single? Do you enjoy the comforts of a home and all that it means?
Well...
A far side away from the cares of the outside world.
Yeah, that sounds good, yeah.
How would you like to return home after a hard day's work? Not to a cold, dark room, but to a bright and cheery home of your own.
Oh, yeah. Now, that ought to get them here.
With a loving wife standing in the door while the children run out to the gate to greet you.
Well, that's sounding fine now. Yes, sir. Now, that ought to get them interested, all right. What else you got?
Well, that's all. I got to put some more in there, I reckon.
You ought to have something in there about home-cooked dental lums. That always feels stuff else.
That's right, ain't it?
Sir.
Let's see how I put that. Instead of eating around at cafes or doing your own cooking...
Yeah, that's sounding good. That home cooking.
Wait a minute. Come home to a table piled high with good hot victuals.
Oh, doggy, that makes me hungry just to hear it. Fried chicken and hot biscuits.
Yeah. It's only lively.
Oh, yes, it is. That, yeah.
Well, what else can we put in there, man?
Well, let's see now. I see. How about sewing? A woman does sewing for her.
Yeah, darn
things like that. That's a man's word, yeah.
Somebody to do your mending for you.
Yeah.
Get that down.
Yeah, that's good.
A devoted wife to share your joys and sorrows.
Yeah, put that in there. Put that in.
If this is the kind of a life you long for, write at once to the... And we still got to decide on a name.
Yeah, put the name down there.
Read that over.
Oh, yeah, that's sounding fine, Mom. That's a dang...
1,000 men wanted. Are you single? Do you enjoy the comforts of a home and all that it means? A far side, away from the cares of the outside world.
Oh, that's fine.
How would you like to return home after a hard day's work? Not to a cold, dark room, but to a bright and cheery home of your own, with a loving wife standing in the door while the children run out to the gate to greet you.
Yeah, blessed little lady.
I would have been a preacher,
Well, that's her heart. Yes, you aren't, Mom.
And instead of eating around at cafes and doing your own cooking, come home to a table piled high with good hot victuals. Hot dogs.
Now, that's the point right there that I like.
Somebody to do your mending for you.
Yeah.
A devoted wife to share your joys and sorrows. If this is the kind of a life you long for, write at once. And Grannies, I'm going to do it, too.
Huh? You're going to do it?
Yes, sir. I'm going to be the first customer for a matrimonial bureau, Abner. I done made up my mind. I never knowed before married life was a dead brain.
Well, it looks as though Lum N Abner's matrimonial bureau is getting off to a flying start. What would you say was wrong with the father who talked to his son like this?
Junior, stop that infernal racket and go and play outside.
Or how about the man who bawls his secretary out like this?
Confound it, Miss Woods. Can't you do anything right? Just look at the mess these papers are in.
If ever a man sounded like an awful grouch, that man does. But before we condemn him too severely, let's see if there isn't a reason for his grouchiness. Perhaps like a good many people, he's suffering from indigestion. And perhaps like a good many other people, his indigestion is caused by coffee. For while many people can drink coffee without ill effects, many others should never drink it. If you suspect that coffee disagrees with you, switch to Postum. Postum does not contain caffeine, does not contain any stimulant that could possibly upset your system. It's just whole wheat and bran, skillfully roasted and a trifle sweetened. Served steaming hot, it has a delightful, fragrant aroma and a flavor so tempting you won't mind giving up coffee in the least. Get Postum from your grocer. And if coffee's been giving you indigestion, let Postum take the place of coffee and see if you don't feel much better. Presents Lum N Abner 3 times each week over these same stations. See you Friday, then. Good night. Lou Crosby speaking. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
April 6, 1938, Lum N Abner on Classic Radio Theater. Visit our website, classicradio.stream, where you can find all of our podcasts on demand, classicradio.stream. And there you can also learn more about Classic Radio Theater collecting and contact me through that webpage as well. Our podcast is also available through iTunes, Spreaker, the iHeartRadio app, anywhere fine podcasts are served. Just search for USA Classic Radio Theater. I'm Wyatt Cox. Thanks for listening. Thank this station. Support the advertisers. Tell a friend. The great radio shows are back. Classic Radio Theater here on your favorite station and the USA Radio Network.
The USA Radio Network presents the greatest radio programs of all time.
Matt Dillon, United States Marshal. The first man they look for and the last they want to meet. It's a chancy job, and it makes a man watchful and a little lonely. Gunsmoke.
This is Classic Radio Theater.
James Stewart as the six-shooter. Have gun. Will travel.
Fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver, the Lone Ranger.
Now here's your host, Wyatt Cox.
Western Adventure, John Dehner starring as the Frontier Gentleman. This episode, entitled The Powder River Kid, originally broadcast April 6, 1958.
There seem to be only two kinds of people in Montana Territory, the good and the bad. Sometimes it's hard to tell which is which.
Frontier Gentleman. Now, starring John Dehner. This is the story of J.B. Kendall, Frontier Gentleman.
I was on my way back to Fort Benton on the Missouri River when I reached Helena. There I was lucky enough to receive an offer of transportation in a wagon. So I sold my horse and we set out on the Mullen Road. My companion, or bullwhacker as he called himself, was a leathery, stringy chap who might have been 50 or 70. It was hard to tell. His name was George Scales, and he seemed more than happy to have someone to talk to.
Yes, sir. I was one of the first out to the California gold rush. Went out with my father in 49. Now, how old do you figure I am, boy?
Well,
58. 58. Wouldn't think it, would you?
Well,
58. Never had a sick day in my life. Been married 3 times, buried 2. The third got took by Apaches down in Arizona territory. I pitied the poor son of a gun Indian that hooked up with her. Boy, she was the meanest piece of calico you ever set eyes on. It was a lucky day for me. Are you married?
No,
You take my advice, boy. What did you say your name was?
Kendall.
Kendall. You ain't kin to the Brown County, Texas Kendalls, are you?
No.
Well, come to think of it, their name wasn't Kendall, it was Pridgeon. Now, how come you figure I misremembered that? What was we talking about?
Well, I'm not quite sure.
Now, you take my father. 86 years old 2 weeks back. I'm taking him home to bury him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, anything for sorrow. All got to go up Salt River sometime. Old Buzzard's been out in California better than 30 years. That ain't no place for a man to sack his saddle, so last trip out I said, Pa, I got to take you back to Kentucky, because when you bite the dust, it ain't fit to do it in this here place. That's what I said.
I see.
Well, we got us a place in Kentucky. Figure he ought to rest comfortable there.
Oh, did he die on the way from California?
If he did, but since you got on back in Helena, oh, the old buzzard ain't dead yet. He's asleep in the wagon.
Oh.
Eats and sleeps. Ain't much else to do, I guess. Old buzzard, deaf as a post. When he wakes up, you just say hello, smile at him, and he'll think that's just fine, just fine. Oh, you want a chaw?
No, thank you.
You don't talk much, do you?
No, I suppose not.
What's your business?
I'm a newspaper correspondent.
Writer?
Yes.
Newspaper feller, huh?
Yes, that's right.
Oh. Had me a run-in with one of your kind back in 62, maybe 63. I was a mule skinner with Major McCleve down in Apache country. You ever been down there?
No.
Mean, purely mean country. Ain't fitting for nothing.
Hey, Johnny?
Hey, the old buzzard woke up. Everything's fine, Pa.
I'm hungry.
Oh, you ain't never nothing but, Pa. Got a way to go yet, Pa. Hey, this here's Mr. Kendall. He got on in Helena.
How do you do, Mr. Scales?
Don't matter what you say, just talk good and loud.
Yeah. I understand you're going back to Kentucky. What is he saying?
There's no telling. You go on back to sleep, you old buzzard. I'll tell you when it's time to eat. He's going to do it. Guess he didn't like you.
Oh?
Pa meets a stranger, he'll talk your ear off. Talkingest man I ever seen. If he don't take you, he does what I tell him. Like as not, he'll keep his mouth shut now till you get off in Benton.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no cause, mister. Man can't help what he is. I just hope you ain't like that sheep-killing dog of a newspaper feller I was telling you about. I sure did sharpen my hoe on him.
Well, whatever he did, I assure you I'll be very careful not to make the same mistake.
Newspaper fellers.
At midday, we stopped for our meal. Scales, Sr. and Jr. kept up an extraordinary conversation, during which time I was completely ignored. The pair reminded me a little of Dickensian characters, a certain gentleman and his aged parent. After his food, the aged parent clambered back into the wagon and presumably went back to sleep as we continued on our way. An offering of tobacco mellowed Scales somewhat, and I felt that possibly I might be forgiven for my sin by association. It was late that afternoon when we saw the 3 riders. They were halted by the side of the road.
If when you know how to use that gun of yours, Kendall, you better be ready to reach.
You think they're outlaws?
Man's bone seasoned. He don't take chances, not in these parts.
Looks as though one of them is hurt.
Well, that's a fact, and, well, I'll be a whey-belly stump sucker. A woman. One's a woman. Look at that. If that don't beat all. Whoa! Whoa there! Whoa! Hey! Hey, you got trouble?
Haven't got any medicines, have you?
No, got some whiskey.
It's my husband. He's hurt kind of
Well,
bad.
it ain't nothing, I tell you, Dora. Just let me rest a while. We'll get on.
You ain't gonna make it, Bill.
Shut up. Mister, I'll buy your whiskey. That'll fix me.
No such thing. It isn't whiskey you need. Either of you gents know about doctrine?
No, ma'am.
Well, I know a little, not much.
Let him take a look, Bill. Jack, here, come on. Give him a hand
You
down.
know, Kendall, I got a feeling I know that feller. I seen him, but I ain't sure where.
Why don't you bring the whiskey out, Mr. Scales? He looks as if he can use it.
All right.
Here, get your jacket off,
Easy,
Bill.
woman. Now take it easy.
Oh, man, that sure looks wicked.
You better sit down. There's a rock over there.
Yeah.
Come along. When did it happen?
3 days ago.
Did you get the bullet out?
No.
I'm all right, I tell you. Just let me rest.
You're not all right. That's gangrene, the shoulder and arm. There's a doctor in Helena. It won't take you more than 3 hours to get there.
We ain't going to Helena, mister. We're going to Fort Benton.
But that's over 100 miles. You've already got a fever. If I were you,
You ain't me.
Oh, Bill, he's right. Now, please, let's go back.
No.
I think I could remove the bullet, but that won't help.
You ain't no doctor. Hey, pour some of this panther juice in your gizzard. Cure everything from the rattles to... No. Ain't gonna cure that.
Give me the bottle. Take a good big slug, Bill.
Hey, don't I know him someplace?
Not likely to, mister.
I ain't never forgot a face. I swear I seen his. Mind if I ask your name? I'm obliged for your whiskey. Now, we'll be moving on.
Oh, Bill, what good is it going to be? You're sick. You can't ride all that way. I do like he says.
Dora, you heard what I said. Come on. Now.
Oh, Bill.
He'd fainted. We carried him to the wagon, put him inside. The aged parent woke up, smiled pleasantly at the newcomers, and watched with interest as the wife and the one called Jack did what they could to make the wounded man comfortable. I felt a tug at my sleeve. Scales drew me away from the wagon.
I know him, I remember. I know who he is. I'll never forget a man's face. Only difference now, he ain't got that mustache he used to wear. The Powder River Kid, Bill Logan, that's who. Oh, ain't you got no savvy? The Powder River Kid. He's wanted in more territories than even the James boys. Well, I've seen the posters. There's $2,000 reward for him, dead or alive. Well, what do you say? Make pretty good sharings, huh? Muy dinero, 1,000 for you, 1,000 for me.
Of course, his wife and his friend might have something to say about that.
Then we shoot him. Sure, shoot him now, and then we take the kid on into Benton and collect.
I don't think he'll live that long, not without a doctor.
Who's talking about alive? Posters say live or dead. Come to think of it, we would be better off if we shot him. Might save a sack full of trouble. I seen him draw once, down in Virginia City it was. He fanned 2 men down so quick he had his gun back in the holster before they hit the ground.
Mister?
Yes, coming.
Hey, other feller's getting out of the wagon, too. We gonna kill him?
No.
He's still unconscious. Mister, you said you could take out the bullet. Maybe it'd do some good.
There's too much poison. He's got one chance, and that's to take him back to Helena.
This your wagon, Mr. Kendall?
No, ma'am, it's mine, George Scales.
Mr. Scales, I'll pay you $200 if you'll turn around. Take us back to Helena.
Well, now, that's a mighty attractive offer.
I don't know, Dory. Bill said...
I don't care what he said. Right now he's dying.
No, I ain't. Mister, my wife offers you $200 to take me back to Helena. You let me rest a while in your wagon till I'm fit to ride the other way. I'll make it $300. That's fair. Yes, sir, that's a fair deal. I'll do that. Make yourself to home. The old buzzard's my paw. If he talks at you too much, just beller good and loud. Go to sleep, you old buzzard. You ride in here with me, Dory. Jack, stay on your horse.
Sure, Bill. Just take it easy.
All right, boys, let's vamoose.
April 6, 1958, Frontier Gentleman continues in 3 minutes on Classic Radio Theater.
Were you scammed into signing a timeshare contract? And did you miss the part that said you have to pay for your great idea? Not only for the rest of your life, but when you're not here anymore, you get to pass this turkey onto your family for them to pay for the rest of their lives. Thanks, Dad. Don't burden your family down the road, and don't be stuck with expensive timeshare payments forever. Get out of your bad idea timeshare contract guaranteed, or pay nothing. Call Resort Release today and learn for free how their timeshare exit team can help you legally exit your timeshare contract. They've helped thousands of people, and they're A+ rated with a BBB. So if you feel scammed, get mad and get out of your expensive timeshare contract right now, guaranteed. Call NOW.
800-586-7112. 800-586-7112. 800-586-7112. That's 800-586-7112.
So the other evening I was working on my laptop on the edge of the bed, and I just fell over. I just fell asleep, and it's these Giza Dreams bed sheets. And I snuggle up with them, and I snuggle up with my pillow, and my gosh, I've slept in a lot of hotels in my time. Really nice hotels, top quality, and none of them have anything like these Giza Dreams bed sheets. But don't take my word for it. Go to mypillow.com, use my promo code USA, and you'll get 30% off and free shipping. Give them a try. What have you got to lose? Go to mypillow.com, click on the Giza Dreams bed sheets, and you can sleep just as well as I do. I have a wonderful night's sleep with my MyPillow and my Giza Dreams bed sheets. MyPillow.com, use promo code USA, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
This is a national health alert from the Healthcare Hotline. Are you on Medicare and or have private insurance and suffer from back pain? MD Topical has a solution for you. Today, you can qualify to receive a pain-relieving treatment, such as a comfortable back brace or a customized pain treatment at little or no cost. Call MD Topical toll-free now, 877-875-5909. It just takes a couple of minutes to qualify for these amazing treatments that have helped thousands of people with severe pain. Your personalized pain treatment will be delivered directly to your door. Call MD Topical toll-free, 877-875-5909, or go to mdtopical.com and get started on your road to a pain-free life. Call MD Topical toll-free, 877-875-5909, or go to mdtopical.com.
You're listening to Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. April 6, 1958, John Dehner starring in Frontier Gentleman.
Be getting some rain by and by.
Yes. Might be an idea to camp pretty soon.
Bet the Powder River Kid thinks so. This trail ain't the softest. Hey, how long you figure till he hangs up his hat?
I don't know. But I wouldn't worry about it.
I ain't worrying. I've been doing some thinking. How come you suppose he don't want to go back to Helena?
Somebody's after him, I imagine.
That's my guess. And if somebody's a U.S. Marshal and that Marshal finds him before the kid dies, you figure maybe we'll have to cut another share on the reward?
A fine legal point.
Well, I ain't going to worry. Dark coming on. Hey, there's a likely looking clearing up the road. Yeah, I got to feed the old buzzard. Hiya! 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 Hiya!
After the supper, I walked away from the camp to a rise overlooking the Missouri. There were flashes of lightning in the east, and you could see the outline of heavy, black clouds. But there hadn't been any rain yet. I stood for about 10 minutes smoking my pipe. Then I heard steps behind me.
Scales said you came up this way.
How's your husband?
Oh, I think the fever's worse. Will he make it?
I'm not a doctor.
You don't have to be.
You should have gone back to Helena.
He couldn't. He was afraid to. Scales knows who he is, doesn't he? You know.
Yes.
There's been a marshal trailing us for 6 months. He caught up with Bill and Helena. My brother Jack helped him get away, and we hid out in town for 3 days.
Well, why didn't you get a doctor?
Oh, he wouldn't let us. There's a reward. Bill was afraid a doctor'd try and collect. Just like your friend wants to.
He is pretty obvious, isn't he?
Oh, man's luck runs out. Coyotes started snapping for the leavings. Me and Bill was on our way to Benton before the marshal caught up with him. We figured on going back east.
Were you and your brother both working with Logan?
No. And Bill hasn't done anything wrong since we was married. Mr. Kendall, I'll tell you a straight thing. I haven't been what a man like you'd call a decent woman. Most of my life, I've been a wild one. But not since Bill.
I wish I could help Mrs. Logan.
I really come to ask you to... I saw it done once before with a man's leg that got like Bill's arm. They cut it off.
Yes, I had thought of that. It's too late. The poison's in his shoulder. It wouldn't do any good. I'm sorry.
A preacher out in Utah married us. He'd never heard of the Powder River Kid. He thought we was nice folks. Well, I better get back to the camp.
I went with her. Jack was with Logan in the wagon. Scales' father was sitting on his haunches by the campfire, sucking on a piece of root candy and whittling a sliver of wood. He rocked back and forth, humming to himself. Scales leaned against a tree, ruminating on a piece of tobacco. He beckoned to me.
What'd she want?
She wanted me to cut off his arm.
That's a woman for you. You aim to do it?
No, wouldn't do any good. Probably kill him.
You sure wouldn't think he was a gunslinger, would you? Not now, you wouldn't. Sick and whimpering like a dying pup.
You think we could go on tonight?
Not on this trail. With the rains coming, no, sir. Besides, the old buzzard don't like traveling in the dark. Yeah, I hope he don't keep that up all night. None of us will get any shut-eye.
Now lie back. Lie back, honey. It'll be better.
Anything I can do, Jack?
Now, Billy, talk.
No, he's sick to the head right now. Don't even know Dory.
Honey, don't.
Dory says you know about us. We figured so. I think you're all right, Kendall. My sister does, too. But I want to tell you not to start thinking about that reward.
A few minutes later, it began to rain, and continued intermittently all through the night. But the dawn was clear and bright. It took the combined efforts of oxen, horses, and men to take the wagon back onto the trail. The wheels had sunk nearly hub-deep in mud. But as the sun rose, we were on our way northward again. Bill Logan was no longer delirious, but in the grayness of his face, I knew that he didn't have long to live. It was during the early afternoon that his wife called out to me.
Mr. Kendall?
Yes?
Will you come back a minute?
All right.
Maybe he's dead, huh?
Maybe.
He wants to talk to you.
Sorry, go on up with that bullwhacker. What I got to say is private.
Make him stay quiet.
Come on over closer, will you? Is the old man asleep?
Yes.
Now, listen, I'm finished. I ain't a doctor. Nothing gonna help me now. I feel it. Now, I never asked a favor. No man in my life. I'm asking one now.
What is it?
There's a reward for me. It ain't much, only $2,000, but it means something for Dory. I ain't gonna pay no reward for a man that's died natural like. Or if they do like us, not go to that marshal fella for starting me off. I want you to fix it so Dory can get it.
Well, How?
He filled me full of lead.
Shoot you?
Yeah, shoot me.
No.
I trust you. You see, I trust you to give the money to Dory.
Oh, you're out of your head.
No, mister. I ain't last night, but not now. It's the best I can do for her. She's a good woman. Now let me give her something so she don't have to go back to what she was.
I can't kill you.
You got a right to. Look, I'm wanted, Kendall. I've done more killings than I can remember. It ain't a wrong thing for you to do. You could say I was trying to escape.
No, I can't.
If not draw on you.
It doesn't make any difference. We both know you wouldn't shoot. I'm sorry. I don't think he felt very much pain after that. He just drank Scales' whiskey and talked quietly to his wife. He died just before the sun went down.
Well, I guess he's dead now.
I think so.
You figure she'll want to take him into Benton or bury him out here?
I don't know.
Sure does seem a shame and a sin to see that reward go up in smoke.
Perhaps it doesn't have to.
Well, let's see what Kendall has in mind, shall we? April 6, 1958, Frontier Gentleman on Classic Radio Theater. And we continue in 4 minutes right here on your favorite station.
Do you wish you could get better sleep and maybe lose a few pounds? Maybe more than a few pounds? Well, there's this product called Calitrin that helps with both sleep and weight loss. Just listen to what people are saying about it.
I've been taking Calitrin for right about 3 months, and I've lost 24 pounds and 19 overall inches. But my sleep has improved, I have so much more energy, and I have the desire to succeed more than ever. Anyone who needs weight loss, more energy, and better sleep, this product really does deliver.
Hi, I'm Roger. Over the 3 months that I took the product, my sleeping habits are increasingly much better. I got a better night's sleep, and I just can't say enough about the product and how it makes you feel. Also, additionally lost a little bit of weight on the program as well.
Hi, this is Aronson. I take Calitrin for weight loss, and I've lost about 20 pounds, and I feel great.
Calitrin is scientifically proven to help with sleep and weight loss safely and effectively. Check it out at toploss.com. That's toploss.com.
You know, once I leave my studio and my office here, I go home and I do a lot of online work for Classic Radio Theater and other things. And the other night I was sitting there just typing away on the computer, and the next thing I know, I'm out cold. I'm sitting there on the edge of the bed with my laptop, and I just fall out. And it's these new Giza Dream sheets. You know, I've always said I have the best sleep of my life with my MyPillow. And I didn't think it could get better. But these Giza Dreams bed sheets are amazing. I've stayed at my share of top quality hotels over my time. But you know, these are some of the best sheets I've ever slept on. And you can sleep on them too. Brought over from this beautiful Giza region, from the Sahara, the Mediterranean, the Nile. And these sheets are so comfortable. No problem getting them on my little thicker than usual mattress because they've got these deep pockets in them. They fit remarkably well. And the pillowcases fit over my MyPillows without an issue. Folks, don't just trust me on this. You don't know me that well, but you've heard me talk about this, and I sleep so well. Thanks to these MyPillows and thanks to the Giza Dream sheets, it's so comfortable at night. Just check it out for your own self. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the Giza Dream Sheet Special. Use my promo code USA, and you'll get 30% off and free shipping. 30% off and free shipping. What have you got to lose? Go to MyPillow.com, enter promo code USA. And by the way, that promo code works on just about anything on the website. So do some nosing around. Do some shopping. After all, there's somebody on there, something for everybody you'll find in your life, don't you know?
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-215-5141. 800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.
If you enjoy our Classic Radio Theater broadcasts and want to start building a collection of your own, go to classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. There you'll find links to great classic radio collections on CD, along with links to great reading on classic radio, plus Classic Radio Theater on demand. Check out our webpage, available now at classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. And enjoy. And you're listening to Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. Now the conclusion of Frontier Gentlemen, starring John Dehner, April 6th, 1958.
Sure does seem a shame and a sin to see that reward go up in smoke.
Perhaps it doesn't have to.
How do you mean? How come?
I could ride back to Helena. Wouldn't take more than a few hours.
What good did that do?
Well, I'd take him back with me.
Yeah?
All you have to do is to see that they don't try to stop me.
Listen, boy, for $1,000, nobody's going to stop you. The old buzzard's still spry enough to hold a gun. I just have to tell him who to point it at is all. Hey, how do I know you'd come back?
Well, I imagine you'll just have to take my word for it.
Ain't never trusted a newspaper feller yet, but I guess there ain't no choice.
I give you my word of honor. I'll come back.
All right. Oh, Curry's in there, too. Why, ain't going to be nothing to it. All right, Curry, you keep your hands high. Both if you get over to the other side of the wagon. The Powder River Kid's going back to Helena.
Scales shouted instructions to his father, who disarmed the dead man and Curry, then held a gun steady, a smile on his old face, head nodding approvingly. I took Logan's body out of the wagon and tied it onto a horse. Just before I rode away, I saw Mrs. Logan watching me, crying, a soundless, terrible cry. I must have traveled 10 miles in the night before I found the courage to do what I had to do. I led the horses off the road, tethered them, and took down Logan's body. He looked peaceful. Forgive me, Logan. I delivered the body to the marshal in Helena and collected $2,000 reward for the capture and killing of Bill Logan, alias the Powder River Kid. Then I took the horses and rode back to where I'd left the wagon.
Did you get it, boy? Did you get the money?
I got it.
One of these days, I'm going to catch up with you, mister.
Get on your horse. You too, Mrs. Logan. Go on.
One of these days.
That was fine, boy. Fine. Now, come on. Let's divvy up.
Afraid not, Mr. Scales. I've got some bad news for you. You are getting nothing.
What?
Exactly. Drop your gun, or the old buzzard's going to lose his son.
Oh. I might have known. Just like the other one. A stinking, no good, low-down
Goodbye,
newspaper
Mr.
feller.
Scales. It's been a most unpleasant association. I I took Logan's horse and caught up with Mrs. Logan and her brother a little further along the Mullen Road. I gave her the $2,000, and together we rode on into Fort Benton, Montana Territory.
Frontier Gentleman was written, produced, and directed by Anthony Ellis and stars John Dehner as J.B. Kendall. Featured in the cast were Joe Kearns, Paula Winslow, Larry Dobkin, Barney Phillips, and Robert Roudier. Music was composed and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. Frontier Gentleman has come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
From April 6, 1958, John Dehner starring as the Frontier Gentleman. And Classic Radio Theater continues in 3 minutes. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
It's amazing but true. When it comes to one of America's biggest household expenditures, healthcare, a lot of people think they've got no choice. People are used to thinking we have to do it this way, but they don't. Yes, you have the freedom to choose an alternative with your healthcare. It's MediShare, and it costs way less than the alternatives. The typical family saves $500 a month, not a year, a month. And if you're single, this can save you a lot too. And let's face it, a big reason MediShare is 400,000 people strong, it just works. They've shared over $3 billion in medical bills, so they can help share your needs too. Joining MediShare for so many people is one of those things that makes you say, why didn't I do this before? So yes, the time has come for something better. Look into joining MediShare and see why so many people are opting out of the old way and into the new. Why not look into this? Just call 855-90-SALM. That's 855-90-PSALM. 855-90-SALM.
Tired of overpaying for the little blue pill? What if you could get the exact same results for just a fraction of the price, guaranteed? Well, now you can with Sildenafil, the active ingredient in the blue pill. With 20 milligram generic Sildenafil tablets, you get the exact same results for less than $2 per pill. And again, the results are guaranteed. That's right, absolutely guaranteed results for a fraction of the cost of the little blue pill. So give your wallet a break and call us toll-free at 800-362-6091 to get your generic Sildenafil delivered discreetly to your door. And of course, while saving hundreds of dollars, you'll also be saving time by saying goodbye to those long, embarrassing pharmacy lines once and for all. Again, just call 800-362-6091 and get your generic Sildenafil with a 100% money-back guarantee. Getting your pills doesn't get any easier or cheaper than this, so call 800-362-6091 now.
If you enjoy our Classic Radio Theater broadcasts and want to start building a collection of your own, go to classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. There you'll find links to great classic radio collections on CD, along with links to great reading on classic radio, plus Classic Radio Theater on demand. Check out our webpage, available now at classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. And enjoy.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-215-5141. 800-215-5141. That's 800-215-5141.
Thanks for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. We've been listening to this, yours truly, Johnny Dollar story, The Salt City Matter, and where Johnny has been framed for a couple of outright killings. Maybe murder. Well, they're murders. But they're saying Johnny could probably get away with self-defense or other stuff like that. Anyway, this is an ugly episode, The Salt City Matter. Part 5, the conclusion today, originally broadcast April 6th, 1956.
From Hollywood, it's time now for...
Johnny Dollar.
Johnny, this is
Ellie, I've been worried to death about you.
You might be even more worried when the papers come out. I'm wanted for murder.
Johnny.
Now listen to me. I don't have a lot of time to explain it to a policeman. I didn't kill anybody, Ellie, but I need help.
Where can I meet you?
If I remember right, there's a coffee shop over
Are
on...
they looking for you all over town?
Yeah, I suppose so.
We better not pick any place like that. I have a blue Ford convertible, a 52. You know where Fisherman's Wharf is?
Yeah?
Go there. Watch for me.
Tonight, and every weekday night, Bob Bailey in the transcribed adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Samuel Rubin and Associates, Insurance Brokers, Majestic Building, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of the Salt City matter. Expense account item 19, 25 cents, car fare to Fisherman's Wharf. Standing there in the light rain, it occurred to me that 48 hours had gone by since I'd last closed my eyes. I might have been reading a little when Eleanor Strouber showed up.
Johnny? Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny.
Same old sport.
What have they done to you?
Oh, easy, kid, easy. Hey, look, maybe we better get out of here.
Yes. This way, all right?
Fine.
Johnny, what can I do to help?
Didn't I tell you on the phone I was wanted for murder?
Yes.
Aren't you going to ask me about that?
You'll tell me if you want to, Johnny.
Oh, I'm going to tell you, all right. And I want you to go to Inspector Dan Walsh at the Hall of Justice and tell him.
Go on.
Well, some of it you know, some of it you don't know.
I know I'm the cause of a lot of it. If I hadn't been so dumb as to sell that big policy to Ed Julian.
You had no way of knowing. My job was to protect him, get him alive, keep him alive until the company could break their responsibility. And I've been trying to do that. But I had to find Ed Julian first.
Sure.
One of my best leads was an attorney named Ray Gumby. He hoped to get Julian into custody one way or another in jail. That seemed a pretty good way for me to protect him. I got a tip from a hotel clerk that Ed was in Salt City with Jim Reno and some others.
Go on, Johnny.
Well, I took the train over to Salt City with a subpoena to find Ed. He was there, all right. But Jim Reno found me first. He drugged my coffee, and when I went out to see Ed at the smelter works, the drug began to work. I saw Ed and Shilly Winters. They were drugged, too. Reno came in a little while later and shot them with my gun. I got away from Reno. He was going to haul me down and let the Salt City Police charge me with murder. I think he owns the Salt City Police Force, too. I managed to get back here early this morning. I called the police and tried to explain all this here, but they wouldn't listen. I went over to see Ray Gumby. Ellie, Gumby was dying when I got there. He'd been shot twice. I don't know if the police know about him yet or not. Then I called you.
Who shot Gumby?
There was those two thugs I tangled with over at Ed Julian's apartment, Swifty and Luke. Only names I know them by.
Reno killed Ed Julian and Shilly Winters?
Yeah.
Anything else?
Oh, no.
One place the police won't be looking for you is my office. There's a nice couch there. You need some rest.
She drove me over to her office, and 10 minutes later, I was asleep. About 7 o'clock, I woke up, and for the first time in days, my head was clear. Clear enough to think of a man with a pencil-marked mustache who'd sold me information about Ed Julian being in Salt City. I found him in his rooms.
Oh.
Yeah, we got business.
What are you... Hey, please, my lapel.
You worry about them good and hard. I'm worried about the two men I saw murdered in cold blood in Salt City yesterday. I'm worried about the man who died in my arms early this morning. Most of all, I'm worried about myself.
Please!
Now, look. When you came to my hotel 2 days ago, you were taking a big chance about telling me where Ed Julian was. But it didn't make sense, because your kind don't take chances.
What do you mean?
I mean somebody paid you to look at me and tell me Julian was in Salt City.
Oh, no, Mr. Dollar.
Oh, Ed's wife didn't know he was there. The police didn't know he was there. No one but you. Now, once again, who paid you to tip me off that Ed Julian was in Salt City?
Honestly, Mr. Dollar, I'm just a clerk there. It was just as I explained. I happened to be working the switchboard, and a call came in for Mr. Julian, and I just happened to overhear...
You're lying.
please.
I was in Ed Julian's apartment. His calls don't come through your switchboard downstairs. He's got a private line.
Please.
Now, once more. Who paid you to tell me that Ed Julian was in Salt City?
No one paid me.
Who was it?
He'll kill me if please, Mr. Dollar. He'll kill me.
Who is it?
Mr. Julian himself.
What?
Honestly, it was Mr. Julian. Before he left town 2 nights ago, he told Mr. Swift and Mr. Luke, all of us, to make it difficult for you. And then he sent me a special delivery letter with $50 in it and told me to go to you and tell you he was in Salt City.
Okay, relax.
What?
I don't want you to make a move. I just want you to stay where you are for the next half hour. Clear?
Clear.
Expense account item 20 cents phone call to Eleanor Strober.
Johnny, are you all right?
I'm getting better every minute. Did you talk to the police?
Yes. They want to see you very badly.
I'll go to see them as soon as I clear up some other business.
Johnny, be careful.
Don't worry about me. Did you tell them about Ray Gumby?
Yes. They found his body. You have an awful lot of explaining to do.
Now, look, I got another pickup for them.
What?
Not a body, just a hotel clerk. He's in his room at 412 Turk Street. I think he'll be out cold for another 10 minutes. I just conked him.
Well,
phone the police and tell them to send somebody out to pick him up. He's part of my story, and he'll tell it.
But, Johnny...
And tell him to be sure and pick up Swift and Luke for Gumby's killing. Got all that?
I think so.
See you later.
Johnny, be careful.
It was dark by the time I arrived at the Skyline Apartments and took the elevator to the 4th floor. The place looked quiet and deserted. It was, for the most part, except for Lorraine Julian. She looked about the same, tired, sad.
Johnny Dollar. Isn't that your name?
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
Didn't you ever expect to see me again?
No. You better go.
Wait.
You shouldn't be in here. Ed walk in,
Ed isn't going to walk in, Mrs. Julian.
What do you mean?
I dropped by to tell you you've been double-crossed.
Where's Ed?
Chili Winters was gunned in Salt City. Ed Julian was shot to death, too.
You're lying.
I saw it happen, Mrs. Julian.
Oh. It's some kind of a trick. It isn't so. Not Ed.
You haven't seen the papers or listened to the radio, then. They all have the story by now.
It is true.
Yeah, all of it. Ed told you to keep me guessing when I came around looking for him, right? Yeah, sure. Maybe you didn't know, but you were helping Jim Reno put the finger on him.
I don't believe you. Ed can't be dead.
Neither can Chili Winters, then, huh?
It was Chili they wanted out of the way. They wanted Chili out of the way.
Uh-huh. Well, Chili and Ed are out of the way now, and Jim Reno's in command.
What a fool. What a fool I've been. I'd have done anything for him. He asked me to get you to go over to Salt City. I loved him.
There's no way to bring him back, Lorraine. But you can help me get Jim Reno.
How?
Will you sign a statement?
Anything.
Get some paper. I wrote it while she sat there and helped me fill in the details. How Ed Julian and Jim Reno planned to get rid of Chili Winters. How Ed Julian took Chili over to Salt City with him. How before he left he knew that Ray Gumby had a subpoena out for him and that I, if tipped off, would eventually wind up in Salt City and be a patsy for the killing of Chili Winters. Only Jim Reno decided he'd be better off if Ed and Chili were both out of the way.
Do you think this will do any good? Can we get Reno for killing Ed?
In a Salt City court, no. But it stands a good chance in this town. How about Gumby?
Luke. And Swift.
I know. Why?
Mr. Gumby knew all about the enterprises. If there'd been any kind of investigation...
So they just put him out of the way, huh?
Yeah.
Nice people.
That's one trouble. You never usually ask about the people you fall in love with. You just go ahead and do it.
We'd better find a notary public. I have to turn myself into the police. A lot of things have to be explained to them.
I think you better get over to Salt City and explain some things there, Donna.
Mr. Reno.
Yeah. Hello, Lorraine. How's tricks?
You killed Ed.
Didn't this insurance man tell you that he shot him? Huh? Well, don't you worry. You got $50,000 coming to you now. You want to thank him. $50,000 is a lot of money.
Why, you...
Easy, sugar. I'm liable to blow your head off.
You killed Ed.
Well, I did it for this fella. I do, kid. Only room for one guy in our business, and that's me. Kinda figured you'd be here, Dolly. You're a tough man. Come on. You and me, we're going back to Salt City. The police there want to talk to you.
I'm still your patsy, huh?
You're still it, brother. They want you as bad as ever where I run things. You don't. This thing might go off.
Don't move, Lorraine.
Is he dead?
No, lie still. I'll call a doctor.
Once you said I looked like a nice girl. Tell me that again. Oh, please. Tell me.
Yeah. A nice girl. Expense account, item 21, $1,000, legal fees. To get a lawyer to explain formally what had happened. Item 22, $130, room and board. 23, $135, plane fare to Hartford, and,
Johnny? Bye, Johnny.
Bye, Ellie.
The next time I sell an insurance policy, I'm going to ask for character recommendations. Then I won't get a nice fella like you and... Johnny, will you be back?
Well, I'll have to appear as witness against Jim Reno when his case comes up. Item 24, $2, 2 drinks. Yep, for Eleanor and me. Expense account total, $3,262. Remarks, none. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Remember, there'll be another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, beginning next Monday night.
Next week, proof that a dog's life sometimes isn't so bad. A case that starts out like a lark, just one big joke, but isn't funny for long. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, is transcribed in Hollywood. Written by John Dawson, it is produced and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in this week's cast were Barbara Fuller, Jean Tatum, Barbara Eiler, Lawrence Dobkin, Dick Ryan, Jack Edwards, Barney Phillips, Junius Matthews, and Tony Barrett. Musical supervision by Amerigo Marino. Be sure to join us on Monday night, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Roy Rowan speaking.
April 6th, 1956. All well that ends well for yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Here on Classic Radio Theater, you can find our podcasts anywhere fine podcasts are served. iTunes, Spreaker, the iHeartRadio app. Just search for USA Classic Radio Theater. And, of course, you can also find our podcasts available on demand at classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. There you can not only stream our podcasts on demand, you can also learn more about classic radio collecting, find out about some of our sources, and of course, you can always contact me through that website, classicradio.stream. I'm Wyatt Cox. Thanks for listening. Thank this station. Support the advertisers. Tell a friend. The great radio shows are back. Classic Radio Theater here on your favorite station and the USA Radio Network.